professional streamers.
Not really professionals, are we?
Oh my god, a young goose.
We're casual. Have we begun yet? Here we go. We're into PTC Geo. That's good. That's a good start.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Power Mouse. That attack name, Leafage.
It's actually such a good attack.
Give him some Leafage. Oh, it's better than Absorb.
Yeah, Absorb.
Whatever you usually got. Oh, it's only Mighty Enna.
Ben, how's it going, mate? Good to see you in here. As per. This hot mess in front of you is what I played for Dortmund. There's a video going up as we speak about Dortmund and what I expect to happen in London. So that'll be good, but we'll chat about my list as well in a minute.
Do you think the tournament in America this weekend will affect it too much?
Yeah. Fort Wayne should impact it.
Couldn't remember where it was.
But the biggest thing for me is gauging reactions from Americans. Even like articles right now, people doing tier lists and stuff like that. A lot of them are still putting Dark Tina Garb like at the top. So it just shows how little they've played Standard. So even the results of American tournaments, I think they're sort of disregarding Europe because they're going, oh, Europe's bad. And I think we might disregard American tournaments because I think they're almost behind us in terms of development of the format. So
yeah, okay, I see what you're saying, I guess.
I think we'll still have a look at our own tournament first, and that should be the main drive for us. Selen93, how's it going, mate? Good to see you in here, as per. Right, I need to make changes to this for today's stream because I want to try some shenanigans.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, Ben's spot on. 2 Dark Tina Garb. I think it was 3 Dark Tina Garb made top 8. They all played the same list.
Hello, Hare versus Tortoise.
But that was a few months ago now. And we've been playing Standard ever since. And we've figured out that it's not the best deck.
I was going to say, was that pre-rotation or post-rotation?
It was definitely post-rotation.
Yeah, I thought so.
Definitely.
Oh, Logan. Hello, Logan.
How's it going, Logan? Oh, ARG tournament last week. I did not know that there was an ARG last week. What else was in Top Cut, Ben? I'd like to know that actually. It shows that if it's still top cutting now, that they've not developed at all. They've been focusing on expanded, then they've looked back at Orlando and been like, oh, I guess Dark Tina's still pretty good.
Do you guys even play expanded? We don't have any expanded this year, as far as official tournaments are concerned, other than League Cups that are yet to be announced about. But all of our regionals are going to be standard. So, I guess in the same way that they've not been playing standard as much, we haven't been playing expanded as much. So it's probably the same if like all of a sudden all of our tournaments were expanded as well.
Yeah, it's difficult to adjust. I think for the channel, we're going to start putting expanded stuff back in pretty soon.
Yeah, over the next few weeks.
But we've not had any tournaments, so it's not been on our minds too much, really. Thomas is saying that Mega Ray won and got second at ARG. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I saw this Diancie list. Won Mega Ray with Diancie.
It won?
I don't think it won, but it like of the top 8, one of them had Diancie in it. Beedrill apparently almost made cut. Oh boy.
Wow. 2 Dark Tina Garb, 2 Mega Guardi, 1 Plume Box. Okay. The Diancie's in there for Giratina, I guess. Doesn't Diancie still have a double colours attack cost? It's like Fairy DC anyway. Oh well.
I can't remember.
Evening, that boy Seb. How's it going? So, just quickly looking at this list. This is obviously not the list that I played in Dortmund. In Dortmund, I played 2 Magina, 1 PCL, and 3 Metal. But for this weekend, or for London, I'm expecting more Yveltal. And Yveltal was not an easy enough matchup for me. So, we're trimming down Magina again. And we're putting in 2 Fairy Drops. And we've swapped PCL for Olympia in the hope that with enough healing, we can stay alive against Yveltal. So that's what we'll try today. In terms of Tina Hammers. A few other decks I want to keep around today. I do want to try Greninja. We're going to do this. Going to do this. Gonna do this. What else are we doing? Doing this. Need to make a few changes to this. Gonna play one of these guys because I think he's going to be essential for London. Do I play Starmie as well? That's the question. I think no. Ace Trainer is a card. We want a Ranger in here for mirrors and for other shenanigans. What else do I need in here? 2 of these is pretty high. I need to check out Bert's list quickly. Bert is like the Greninja god, so he had the best list for Worlds, I think. So it's good to copy him in a way. Oh, he played lots of stadiums.
Monte Carlo Meerkat.
I'm going to be putting Rough Seas slowly back into Greninja because I think it like auto wins Yveltal that way. What else are we doing? Not much really. I think that looks pretty good. 4-2-2, 2 of those. Is that too many stadium? I might think of Delinquent or just 4th N. We'll try just 1 Rough Seas, see how that goes. We'll try 1 Faded. We'll be greedy. Okay.
Someone said, "How did you like the organisation in Dortmund?" It was my first regionals, and I think it was okay. Greetings from Germany. Well, hello from Germany. I've heard, from what I've heard, I didn't go to Dortmund. But from what I've heard, it was run really well, actually.
It was run excellently well. It was absolutely brilliant. I think, yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. I think day 2 I was finished by like 2 PM.
Wow.
And even though it was like 11 PM that we finished on the first day, there was never long periods without games. Everything just seemed to run smoothly. We didn't do any repairs or anything like that. It was just everything went how it should go. So that was really good. Joe, did you hear about the guy who got 12 with some Tina Hammers deck that could also attack with Magina? It seems pretty gimmicky. That guy was me. It was pretty gimmicky. But it helped me win all my Rainbow Road matchups. So it got me in cut. So there we go. Monte Carlo Meerkat, thanks for the kind words. Play Silent Lab, someone says. Yeah, Silent Lab's not a bad shout. Space Beaconers, how's it going? Dombro01, how's it going?
Is that what we're calling ourselves? Space Baconers.
Bacons. Bacon Squad. Right, should we play some games, Jack?
I'm just editing a deck quickly, and then I will be set. What did I want to do with this? I think I wanted to do this and this. Do I want to go to 3 of those?
Actually, why am I doing this?
Save.
We've got Finn's list right there. Okay. We will be looking at the top 8 lists when Luke gets into the stream in maybe an hour or so. He should be back, so stay tuned for that.
We've got time.
Alola, Emperor Z. I am pretty annoyed that I can't play Sun and Moon right now, but doing it for you guys. Hopefully you guys are all having fun with it. I've just before I started streaming, I finished my first island trial, so that's where I'm at in the game. Yeah, still pretty newbie, but yeah, Jack in the background might be able to play some and get further than me, and that'll trigger me.
No, I'm not gonna play much tonight. I don't think. At least not until Luke's here. Then it's all to play for. But for now, you guys have my attention.
How's it going, Scott? Good to see you in here. Am I changing this from... It's been a while since I've even looked at Guardy. That's fine. That's as good as Guardy gets, I think. Pow. Heavy Tortoise, we're at the midnight release, that's awesome. Epa's just finished the 3rd trial. Great stuff.
Oh, wow.
Bear in mind, the US got it before Europe. Where?
Yeah, we only officially got it today. I know some people have had it for a couple of days, but we only officially got it in the UK today, which was sad. I only got mine at about 4 o'clock this afternoon, so I've had barely any time to play.
Scott says rip Gardevoir. Yeah, I mean Gardevoir have some bad matchups now. It's weird how the deck's improved so much, but the meta's just shifted annoyingly for it. Like, I played Guardy, obviously, in Liverpool, where the deck itself was worse in a vacuum, but the decks around it were easier to beat. It's a bit of a shame. Oh, you're from Finland, Deepa? Well, you have been going hard. I like it. Logan, I'll start off a game with Jack first. He'll be ready in a sec, but we'll do some viewer challenges as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are, by the way.
You're ready? Let's do it.
Yeah. Sweet. Let me just pause you.
How dare you?
I can watch your hands if you want.
No.
Hawlucha and Gardevoir saved my butt against Greninja so many times. I think there's quite a nice little array of different non-EXs that you can have in Guardy at the moment. Obviously, if you're playing Guardy. You're so lucky I didn't pick Greninja. I was so close.
Well, I'm playing Ranger, are you?
No, I'm not.
Well, then you're lucky.
No, I haven't got a Ranger in here at the moment. I've got 2 different Greninja lists at the moment. One with Talonflame and one without. And I'm not sure which I'm preferring.
I was talking to Stefan and Bert about it because they both played it at the weekend, and
yeah,
I think the slots that you take out for Talonflame, even if like 2 of them are consistency slots, the deck feels less consistent. And now that Plume Box is getting more popular as well, and Talonflame is like, if you start Talonflame, you still beat Plume Box like super easily. You just find your things. So
he says starting Talonflame. Oh boy. Okay. I don't know. I've been enjoying both.
Both lists.
Both lists so far.
So if you're without Talonflame, are you Starmie?
I've just upped the sort of the ball search counts and things like that.
Okay.
And obviously we've got a fourth freak in there as well. That kind of thing, just to hopefully, like you say, you're cutting some consistency slots, but hopefully, I felt like the cards I added in potentially could still help with that.
Oh, Jesus. Froaky's active. That's not where I want him.
This is not okay.
Bubble, boys. Bubble forced the rope to put him back to the bench.
Ooh. Yeah, okay.
Oh. No, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Logan says that European Seniors is so weird. Well, European Masters meta was pretty weird in Dortmund, not gonna lie. There was all sorts there.
I think you should replace baby Volcanions in Volcanion with Talonflame and pretend they're fire types.
Yeah,
Maybe. Maybe.
oh boy.
A busty balloon.
How did it go this past weekend, Mike Horn? I came 12th in Dortmund, so got some lovely top 16 moolah, which paid for my trip, which was pretty cool. Yeah, I was never close to top 8 because in day 2 I lost my first 2 rounds, so I was just playing for top 16, but I got there. Someone was playing Mega Ordino in seniors. It's not the best deck, but not too bad. What did I play? I played Giratina Hammers with McGinner. I'm putting a video up on the channel as we speak. It will be up after the stream tonight. So stay tuned. Did pretty well for me. I lost to some of the most troll matchups. Lost to Regice Glaceon Garb Hammers. And I lost to a Yveltal that had 2 enhanced, 1 flagrant, 1 Jirachi. So that'd just about do it, I'd say. Pretty gross.
Oh boy. Here come the frogs.
The dream.
Pretty good.
Not the best.
Oh, okay. It did them one at a time there. I thought you only got one. I was like, what? What is this? Oh, that's awkward. Does that mean I have to take 60? Potentially does.
what else does Giratina Garb lose to? I don't think it loses to much, to be honest. I think a normal Yveltal list is pretty balanced. I think you're unfavoured, but not more than like 40%. The list that I'm going to show off tonight is one that's got more healing to try and deal with Yveltal, to then have pretty much even matchups around the board. And that's the main reason I chose Tina Hammers, because it's pretty even against the majority of the meta. And really, I wasn't expecting much Dark in Dortmund. I thought Guardy would be the most popular deck, and I was tech to beat Fairy stuff at the weekend. So now I'm shifting the list to be more teched towards the Dark stuff. We'll have a big old discussion about it in a bit. I've got plenty to say about that deck, because I think it's one of the best we have in format.
Oh, I didn't check whether that was surprised. Sadness. Okay.
Back to rough season, my Greninja list, Scott. Yeah. Expecting more Dark, so I'm playing 2 rough seas, 1 faded right now. Just giving it a test, really. Obviously this isn't set in stone, we're just trying it out. Ooh, thanks. I keep a threat rather than... Dark Slowbro, how's it going, dude? Scott says he's playing Silent Lab right now. Yeah, that's a decent option.
I think, well, I liked Silent Lab until we saw how unpopular Guardy was this weekend, and now I think it's a bit more open. I don't know about. I think I need to take the Faded Towns out of here. Actually, thinking about it, but I don't know what's the best for Greninja, because I feel like if Guardy isn't too sort of big on the radar, how much do you need Silent Lab or Faded Town?
Well, that was the big thing about every Greninja list was playing heavy Faded, and then none of them would be playing up against Mega decks. But that's not to say there won't be more Megas in London.
Yeah, that's true.
Bubble! Ah.
I'm alive.
Dark Slowbro says he doesn't know. Oh, he knows what to play for London. He says Rainbow Road. Yeah. Rainbow Road's pretty solid. As long as you can draw well.
I'd be tempted by Rainbow Road if I
think it's one of those decks you're going to have to run hot with, but...
drew better than I do.
All of these dive balls.
Where on earth are my energy? Like, I'm just not here.
They're not in hand, they're in deck. There we go.
Magic.
God, you've gone through a lot of your deck.
Am I volcanic heating a Froakie? Yeah, I think I am. Feel the burn. Oh, Greninja's such a cool Pokemon. I was thinking today what my favourite starter would be, like out of all 21. And I think it's either Greninja or Infernape.
Interesting. Aggressive Shurikens could well win me this game right now.
Yeah, they definitely could.
I'll still go for N, I think. Or with everything. Literally everything. Literally everything. Fucking hell. What a joke. Literally everything.
Literally everything?
I need to think about this now.
I'm gonna have some chocolate while I wait. Luke will be joining us a little bit later on, ladies and gentlemen. He's currently out, but has said he will be making an appearance later on.
Let's go about it this way round. I think that makes sense. I need Starmie. Well, Scott, at the moment I'm playing the one of Jirachi, and I'm kind of worried about having Jirachi and Starmie and Talonflame. Plus, I have no water in my discard pile. I have one. I lie. Fart Lucky Duck, how's it going, bro? Connor? Is that a Christmas sweater? Yeah, it is. It's close enough now, right? And it's friggin' freezing. So that's the main reason. I've got a blanket on. You guys can't see it, but it's there. Friggin' rough seas.
Oh, how am I doing this? How am I doing this? Maybe we're just poking. How relevant is that? Not too with rough seas, but...
Oh man, I'm so tired. Excuse me, guys. Yawning in your faces.
Poke.
Yeah, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving here, obviously, so... As soon as Halloween's over, it's Christmas.
Oh, no. No. It's not Christmas till December. We've still got a week to wait.
No, you're wrong.
I did watch a Christmas film this week, actually. But still. I watched Elf on Monday night.
Oh, if you're going to watch a Christmas film, it does have to be Elf. Come here.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes. There goes Starboy.
Star-Lord.
Oh, balloons everywhere.
I think that's my fourth one, isn't it? Yeah. See if it does enough. Frown Fish, how's it going? Ben says he's surprised so many people still played Volcanion. I don't think Volcanion's that bad of a deck. I think some people are trying to pick up the counter to the counter as well. If they're expecting Guardy, some people will play Sizzle, therefore you take 3 wins.
3 wins are good.
Where does this Lysander go? Wow. Yeah. Man, I'm tired today.
Up all night playing Pokemon. Wait, did you get it yesterday or today? You got it yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, but I wasn't. I was busy doing other stuff. Getting a video prepared. As ridiculous as that sounds.
Preparation, us? What? A lot of time and effort goes into our videos, guys. Get rid of those Talonflames.
Pretty good. Been able to stitch like all game. Still have no idea what to play this weekend. Fort Rain, Farmfish. Yeah, there's a lot of decent decks out there. Martini says he lost to Jesper Eriksson playing Volcanion. Yeah, Jesper didn't do too hot, but it's still a decent deck.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm carrying on playing. I can't win. I couldn't win from there. I was like, maybe if I attach here and stall it. No.
Stalling against a Greninja. That's not the way to beat it. Destruction. Ben, I think it's a deck that I would never play, but I can see it being appealing to others. Right, Jack, another game?
Yeah. Like, I think that weekend, I think Liverpool weekend, I still feel like it was the right call for me.
Yeah.
Just because I'd played that deck so much. So I think it's just a deck that's really dependent on whether you actually enjoy playing it or not.
Yeah.
More than anything. Because most decks, like, even if you don't enjoy them too much, you can, oh god, you can get away with playing them. But I feel like if you don't enjoy playing Volcanion, it can just be like a bit of a puzzle sometimes as to what to do. Oh goody, a Trubbish.
Gotta love it.
Well, Hooper, now or never, buddy.
Now. Three Trubbish, Dark Slowbro. Yeah, this is Philip Schultz's list that we're trying out in this game. It played a 3-2 Garbline. And we have indeed led with 3 Trubbish in our opening hand.
The knowledge.
Nothing wrong with that. Jack, do you know Philip Schwartz's list?
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, it's spicy.
Am I? Am I going to be spiced?
Do I play a break? Scott, this is not my list. This is Philip's. So, Philip did not play a break because he played 4 Yveltal EX and no other Yveltals.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I have.
So I think a Yveltal break would not be great in this one.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
I did really like the inclusion of Yveltal break in some of the other lists, though.
I must admit, it's a card that I've always thought is one day going to see some potential. I think it's so close to being a really good card.
It does offer Go on.
To the point where even though it's not an amazing card, it's still played, as we saw this weekend, just because I think it's so diverse.
It's got a lot of uses. It means with Garbodor up, you can tank Volcanion hits. You get around Jolteon. You improve your Scizor matchup. You get around Silent Lab. It does a whole lot of things.
And I feel like it's still at the point at which people won't be expecting it. Like they won't play around numbers that it hits and things like that.
Yeah, and obviously you auto win your Gyarados as well.
Disgusting.
So, I think that's the only time you really need to power it up for its second attack. I mean, the Break's attack. You normally just play it for the health and the fact that it's not a basic anymore. Carlo, how's it going? We're okay. And Minmorphosis, how's it going as well? Am I getting Gardevoir all over my face? Yeah, that's happening right now.
Just Guardy things.
And this is why I'm so surprised that so many Yveltal cut. This matchup right here. Not that I'm already out of the game, but
sometimes things like this just happen.
I feel a bit in trouble. Because now my game plan is N and Prey. And it's turn 2. Proud of your fellow Italians who played at Dortmund. Good, good. Alessandro did very well with his list. He destroyed me as well. Even the one Guardi that did cut got 32nd place. Yeah, but Ben, I mean, you should have seen that Guardi player. She didn't know the rules. I'm not trying to just target her out, but I sat next to her for the first 3 rounds in day 2, and she literally did not know the rules. For well, she evolved into Fright Knight twice, and ended her own turn, and she also didn't know that Escape Rope then retreating into Volcanion reset its attack. She literally just didn't know the rules. So that's why it probably didn't do so well, because of the pilot rather than the deck.
Okay, so given that it was kind of underrepresented, do you think had more people played it, it would have done as well? Because I don't know how much anti-Guardi there was around.
Well, there was. I mean, it's not that there's just anti-Guardi. because like Ray naturally is good.
Mm.
Rainbow Road is naturally good, and Sizzle obviously is anti-guardy. So all of those things could have made it awkward for Guardy to cut, but I don't think it was hugely represented. Right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 100 this turn. I'm trying to think if it's necessary to Y Cyclone the DCE away to do 70. I think I have to even wall here and hope that Guard plus N did things. Let's see. I'm getting loads of Skype chat going on. Sorry if you guys can hear that. No, Emperor Z, I mean, she megaed for turn, not knowing that she was ending her turn. So, yeah. But it shows that the deck's good enough to do well even if the player's not great. So if anything, it's a compliment to Guardy that it made day 2, even with an inexperienced player, I guess is the best way to put it. Are we covering Alexander Wagner's list on our YouTube? We definitely will be doing. Power Mouse, I think that's an awesome list. It absolutely wrecked me day 1. It's definitely one. We're going to look at all the top 8 lists today on stream, but we'll also do a separate video for that deck because I think it's worth it. Yeah, it was pretty sad to see someone playing Guardy so poorly next to me. I was like, please just give me your deck while I face these Yveltals. Oh well. Congrats on top 16. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I played Giratina Hammers with a 2 Magina and 3 Metal Energies. Ben Alexander was playing the Regice Glaceon Garb Hammers deck. Completely disgusting. Raider asks if we have a Valplume Regice Beedrill deck list. No, I think it would still be like Plume Box. You just make space for a Beedrill. Nothing too spectacular about it. Right. It's actually my turn and I didn't realise. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
You didn't have anything, but I need to end.
I might be holding stuff.
You're not.
I was.
You might be.
I wasn't.
I wasn't. I'm lying. That's right, he played a town map.
It's a lot of energy.
Yeah. Bloody hell. Whiffing all my Yveltal EXs. This is why I play 4. What's going on here? Why is there one on my discard pile as well? I don't remember discarding one. Must have.
Knocked it out.
Oh yeah, you knocked it out. Yeah, that's how.
That's how they end up in the discard. It's me. Okay.
Lord Hack 209, or she made day 2 by cheating. No, she definitely wasn't. She didn't know the rules. She didn't know the rules to bend them enough. Power Master just pasted that Regice Glaceon list. Yeah, pretty gross to play against, especially for Tina Hammers. Would you take out Magina EX with a promo Magina when it becomes legal? I was actually thinking about this a lot today. I was in a discussion with a friend about it. Um, I think because you already have Garb as your non-EX to force a 7 prize game, and because you're already favoured against Rainbow Road, I don't think it does enough. So I don't think I would. The only reason I would want to play it is because it's a single energy attachment to do like 80 damage or so. But I just don't think that's good enough. Like Lugia can already do that for you for a DCE, and you actually play more DCE than basic metal, so it's easier to get Lugia going than the promo beginner. So I thought about it, but I haven't. Sorry for my Skype lighting up right now. I can't really turn it off because I'm in the call with Jack.
Okay. I had the option to take the Garb kill there, and I'm not sure whether I should have or not. Don't think I should have, just because of my hand state, but...
Come on, N. Do things.
Do things, please.
Make things difficult. A. Two, 4, 6, 8. Well, that ain't good.
Those aren't numbers.
Oh, seriously, my Skype is actually annoying me now. God damn it.
I'm pretty sure you can mute the chat somehow, like the specific chat.
Can I?
I could be wrong, but I feel like you can. Somehow.
Telling me to leave conversation. Definitely don't want to do that. Oh, come on. Come on now. Don't be ridiculous. Hide conversation? I don't want to do that because I'll lose it forever. I'll leave it for now.
I'll have a look after this game. I'm sure I've seen a setting somewhere that you could.
Oh, appear as busy, Ben says. That's probably the best thing to do. Do not disturb. There you go. Thank you, Ben. I'm inept at everything.
Oh, I keep nearly clicking to discard the Guardy. No, don't do it. You'll lose.
Lord Hack, the only times I saw her do it, she was caught for doing it, so... I don't think she just, like, ignoranced her way into wins. How do you keep getting such ridiculous hands after all my ends and shiz? It's annoying.
Guardy.
Stop it.
Just Guardy things.
I'm garbing and ending every frickin' turn. It's doing nothing. Right. Now you're not going to draw your Mega and your whatever else. Now I got ya.
Oh, God. Oh, crikey.
Now I got ya.
Right. Right.
I've got to have ya. I can't not have you at this point. You got 3 Megas in the discard. You don't have Super Odd Ultra Ball Mega Turbo in hand.
Right. Well, don't need the Mega Turbo. For a start. Do, however, need both of these cards. So, how am I winning this game?
I think your discard of that 100 damaged Guardy was super greedy earlier on in the game.
Yeah, potentially.
I think you were so ridiculously far ahead that all you had to do was keep an attacker on board.
Hmm. Hmm. Look at your hand. I mean, you definitely have everything you need in that hand. Surely. Surely.
What do I need?
Well, it doesn't matter. I feel like in a hand size of 8, you've probably got it.
But what do I need?
Well, if I want to Lysander stall you, like, I feel like you have the energy or the float stone.
You'd think.
Don't use these mind games on me. Don't mind game me. What else can I draw into? How many prizes have you got left? You've got 4 prizes left. Okay, I think I can. Ooh. Can I? Yeah, I think I can do this. It's scary, but I think I can do this.
Jesus Christ.
This guy's a madman.
Ace Trainer, you did nothing.
Guy's doing nothing.
Well, at least you're out of 4vs2 Lysander. So now I just run around and do shenanigans with 2 Yveltal EXs and hope.
Oh, it's so annoying that I didn't draw the cards that I was hoping to draw.
Must be bad. Must be a new feeling for you.
All right, all right. Question is, did he have the float stone? Or the DCE? Is it Yveltal?
Oh, come on, deck. Well, they are all in my prizes, so. Christ. Right, does the Enum Prey work? Hi TSE Food 87, how's it going? You wanted to thank us? For what? Skylar. Does Skylar windjack the game in any way? Don't think so. Do I win? I think I win. Basic Pokemon? Rope.
Rope. It really helps me improve my play. Thank you.
You only do 30, right?
We aim to help people improve at the game. Yeah, GG.
I end myself into 3 sycamores and an end. Just funny to look at. Woo! Who said Yveltal has a bad Guardy? Enum Prey! Again?
This matchup?
Yeah.
Or... Yeah, sure.
Because I think you were way too greedy.
I just wasn't sure about you being able to Lysander. Like, I assumed that was your way of winning.
But you're...
I don't know.
You were so far ahead.
Yeah, but against, I don't know. You had Garb, and I just feel nervous around Garb with comeback potential. And
But if anything, that's more reason for you to keep your dudes rather
yeah,
than
maybe.
sack your board.
I don't know. I'm learning.
How many Europeans do you think will get that invite this year? Organs, man. I really. I don't know. I think it's gonna be really rough. I don't know how many Europeans total made worlds last year or last season, I guess. I don't know the total amount. If anyone knows
Hurry,
that,
Joe. Take your mulligans.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
Ben says like 5. Well, someone's got to get all those points. More than 5. I'm a fifth of the way there now. Just gotta actually win a tournament. That would be nice. You think our overlord will get in? Who's our overlord? How many regionals do we have announced? I think we got so we got the Intercontinentals in London. Then a week after that, there's a regional been announced.
It's not a regional.
Oh, is it a special event?
Yeah, from what I understand, it's actually a special,
Okay.
which kind of sucks, but
Yeah.
hey ho.
And then in January, there's also another special.
Well, I say it's a special. We don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure it was being said in Croclass earlier on that it turns out it's actually a special.
Oh, gross.
Hopefully Ben will be able to. I haven't read Croclass yet. I just saw them talking about it, so hopefully Ben can shed some light if he knows anything.
So yeah, in summary, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for us to get invites.
Like, I like that they're making it harder, but I don't like how hard they're making it, because it just seems like
Brilliant, Jack.
it feels like it's just like the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
Am I gonna lose the game here? We'll put this guy down just to not lose.
Oh,
Well, that seemed like a smart decision.
Logan's calling me a moron because I didn't know it was a charity event. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jack.
Oh, I had such a good hand, Joe. I had such a good hand. You would have lost. You would have really lost until you put the shaming down. Okay.
What up, Pokedex? Good to see you in the stream. 47 of you now in here. Hello to everyone. Hope you're having a good evening. Enjoying playing some of that Sun and Moon with hopefully us in the background. Or if you've not got Sun and Moon yet, just enjoying some good old-fashioned PTCGO.
It's what we're here for. No, that was nearly bad.
The one thing I dislike about Flip's list is how few trainers Manly plays. I think he plays like 2. And you're seeing now I'm whiffing Ultra Ball and it makes me super sad. Oh, Jack, you're doing things again. You're doing those things again that just beat me. Ah, gross.
Hmm. Either of those cards will do. Neither of those cards were achieved.
How can
Those cards.
how can you be complaining right now?
Well, you always go for the best line of play, don't you?
Is that not the best? Is what's in front of me right now not the best? Is that what you're telling me?
Now we could have roped, we could have retatted.
Oh, get out. Rashton does nothing.
Yeah, it does. It saves me discarding all these Pokemon. All these Pokemon right here.
Do you not still discard all of them other than the Guardies?
I don't think so. Am I doing the right amount?
How can he complain? Guys, come on. Come on.
I didn't try hard enough, exactly. I'm assuming that's about me, but...
2 Megas, 3 Energy on board. He still complains.
I even had Hooper prized. It was rubbish. It's nearly impossible to plan travels across Europe with that small information. With the small information. Yeah, that's one of the most annoying things about this whole situation. Like, I don't think it would be that bad if we knew. Oh my god, the hand you just ace trained me into. If we just knew what we were expecting over the next few months, it would help so much for just planning and stuff. But because literally the event after London, a week after London, we found out about this week. So that's we've got less than a month's notice to book hotels, to book flights, and it's just kind of a bit aggravating when there's nothing really we can do to change it. We just have to deal with the fact that they're not releasing information too quickly. But hey. Pokedex is saying, show me the sweater.
The sweater? It's just there's nothing below this bit. It's just spotty after that. That's all the festivities, what you're seeing at the top. That's all the festive fun time you're getting. Joe, you're terrible, but the sweater's nice. This isn't my list. I keep telling you it's not my list. Don't worry, guys. We've got a plan. Even ball this real quick.
Get up out.
Draw dead. That's clearly part 2 of the plan. Christ. You bet there's a lot going on below. Child-friendly stream, guys.
God's sake.
Yu-Gi-Oh! No. No heart of the cards there. I mean, we've made our N stronger, right? By letting this get KO'd.
Right.
He doesn't have Lysander in hand.
Right.
Or any of his 4VS Seekers. Oh wait, he actually doesn't. He would have played it by now.
He actually doesn't.
Wait, what? One more heart of the cards, guys. Come on, we can do this. We need N into Elixir DC to be alive. That's what we need. I didn't channel my inner Robert Kimbram. I need to channel my inner Adam. I normally suppress that as much as possible. I need to channel it today. Come on, Ladham Hawkins. Get me that Sycamore or N. Ah.
Age.
Not quite Ladham Hawkins. You wish you could go to London Intercontinentals for such free money? Well, it's a big tournament, but I think you only need like top 64 or something to start getting some dollars. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. Oh, the rope and Lysander. Cheers, Jack.
The BM. Well, you know I had the rope.
How'd I know that?
The trainers mailed it.
I was busy crying.
Are we doing best of 3?
I think we have to.
Sweet.
I think we have to.
Oh, you beat me to it.
You're going to the South American one 100%? I actually really want to go to the South American one. I don't know the date for it, but I would really want to go. I'm literally going to try hard as many tournaments as possible this year. Going first is a nice change. Actually means I can get an attack in before you take 2 prizes, which is nice.
Well, in a best of 3 scenario, this would have been how it played out.
No, I went second. Oh yeah.
Quit your complaining.
Ow.
Ooh, 2 floatstones prized. Sweet.
That's why you play 4.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Philip plays 4.
Of course he does. Of course he does. Okay. Let's get the ball rolling. Oh my gosh, why every game?
I think some of the Asian players, there's a few Asian players of travel awards to London, so we might see some of them turn up and play. Even though their system's different, they'll know our format for the tournament.
Is it just me who thinks we're getting Sun and Moon information really slowly?
Isn't it all out there now?
Out
oh, the TCG?
Yeah. Who cares about the games? Who even plays the games?
You right now, probably.
Shut up.
AJ, how's it going, bud? Oh, you actually casually had frickin' Skyfield in hand. That's just rude. Does this ever get value if I play this now? I don't think so. Too float prized. Okay. Fine. Fine by me. That is very good. That is even better. Force that little ratata out here. That is excellent as well. These developments have been great. How scared am I of death? Pretty scared. That's why Cyclone.
I'm alive.
You're always alive there.
I'm alive. Oh, right, yeah. Sweet. Oh, Joe Bernard.
The dream?
You've only gone unlived, haven't you?
Oh. What?
In fact, one better. You've only gone and not even got attacked this turn.
That is definitely one better.
In fact, you've only gone. Where does energy go? I think it's here. I think we spread the energy. You've only gone.
Oh, sorry. When will you guys do an analysis of the Dortmund decks? We're doing it in this stream. Luke should be here imminently to help out because, of course, he was at Dortmund as well as myself. So, yeah. We will be doing those things. I can get that, and I'll be a very happy boy. No, we'll get those two. No, we'll get that and that. Yeah, we'll get those. Okay. Just doing some things. Town map lets me plan. Kapow.
Did it just get kapowed?
Yeah.
Well then.
AJ Perez, you're pregnant? Awesome. Good for you. I think it's the first game I've not got turned to Garb though. Run Getsis. That's a great name. How's it going? Good to see you in here. Ooh, I don't like being on the receiving end of end. That's not how this works. We did it, guys. We did it. We drew out of N.
Oh my.
Alive again? Hello?
Only gone and lived it, hasn't he? Only gone and lived it.
Gonna
again.
go record a video. Oh my god. Pokedex is back! Love it.
Keep working, we will. Hard at it. Despair raying for literally irrelevant damage. Nah, it's relevant. It's just not.
GMT is the time zone that we're in the UK. That's what GMT is. I think it's like Greenwich Mean Time or something like that.
Yeah, Greenwich Mean Time. That's what it stands for.
Considering the delinquent there, I'm not going to.
Do it. No.
Both Skyfield gone. That's pretty good for us. Oh boy.
Who says I only run 2 though? Hey, how about that one? Oh god, that's so much energy. That's enough to knock me out. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. That's well timed, isn't it? Okay. Oh, it's even got Garb up as well. It's even got Garb up. Oh dear.
Pokedex is having a rant about the clocks changing. It's too dark and it's too light. Sad times.
So we just get.
It's always good to have a little vent. We're here for you, Razak.
Always here, buddy.
It is weird though that like
No matter what the rant is about.
I'm at work and at like 3 p.m. it's pretty much dark. I had to have my lights home driving home at like 4 today. That's just not right, is it?
It's not right, I tell you.
It's just not right. Right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Well, that's plenty. So let's get this guy pretty
Sufficient. Sufficient energy. Oh, its chair is so squeaky.
Why not 3? Oh, what am I taking here? Just those, I think. See if Jack can keep ending us.
No. No, we can't.
Oh boy. Oh, second one was fine.
Yeah.
Who won the draft? The draft is for London. So, we still don't know who's won the draft yet. Probably me, though. AJ Perez asks, what's the best build of Scizor? Is it Red Card Silent Lab or one featured on the channel like 2 months ago? I think with Greninja looking more and more popular, you probably do have to go back to a Garbo build. A few months ago, we didn't even play Garb, we just played a Hex build. A few months ago, that's when the meta was like still fresh, and we were expecting lots of mega mirror matches, basically. So I think the answer to that is actually neither. I think the best is probably a Garb build. A pretty straight standard Garb build, I would say, is one of the best ways to go. Probably does need something like Giovanni to help you get over whatchamacallits. Honestly can't think of the name. Fright Nights, but yeah.
I took some prize cards.
You did it. Want to kind of end proof as best we can a little bit here, because it pretty much is how we lose.
Probably Joe, since he's the only person who knows any non-UK names.
See what Delinquent does.
Oh boy.
4 cards isn't ideal. He can keep like his 1 or VS Seeker, but
Oops. Whoopsie.
at least
He knows. He knows. Wait. I think he's still fine, to be fair, but hey-ho. That's not bad.
the draft missed out tons of good players who were going, not just Americans, but elsewhere too. Yeah, I think it was pretty much only me who knew people outside Europe. I think Luke knows quite a few as well, but I think definitely Jack and Ben were focusing on UK players. You hadn't heard of half the drafted names? Yeah. Me's lasted till the 5th round. Yeah, that's pretty grim. Snell, how's it going, mate? You alright? Oh, what's going on? Did I die?
You felt I was dead, but I feel like I'm also dead.
Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. That's what I need, right? We did it. We did it. We did it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Yeah.
Yeah. Maths.
Well. Dark's pretty good.
Oh, 1 turn from winning. God damn it.
I could have ended you there anyway.
Yeah. I could have ended you there anyway.
Did you not end me last turn?
No, I don't think I could have ended you.
Oh, I was going to say.
Actually, could I?
You definitely should have, if you could have.
I can't remember. Maybe I could have. I don't know. Okay.
Right. That was a good little best of 3. Where's Luke? Have you heard anything from him?
I'll give him a message.
Now that I'm on Do Not Disturb, I can't see anything. So, okay, for those people, I think there's more people in the stream now. Let me quickly show off my list for Dortmund.
Yeah, if you want, you might as well talk about that until we know what Luke's doing, I guess. And then we'll play some games if he's not back for a while.
So, there's going to be a video on the channel after the stream. I'm going to upload it. It's uploading in the background now as a private video. I need to do a little bit of editing here and there. But this is the list that I played in Dortmund. For those of you who don't know, I got 12th place, top 16 in the Dortmund Regional of 303 Masters, playing this list that's in front of you. I won't give away everything because the video is going to have detailed reasons of why I played this deck, but basically it has pretty even matchups against a lot of things. I chose to play Magina and 3 Metal Energy to improve my fairy matchups, so Mega Guardi and Rainbow Road, so that I could actually attack with this guy, and it was really good. It was a really good attacker on the day. You can also KO Shaman. You can KO Xerneas's even keeping this thing active, just doing the base 60 because it still does 120. So Beginner's really gross against Rainbow Road, definitely. I felt super confident against Rainbow Road, and I beat 2 on the day, so that was pretty good. Yeah, I think this deck just has a lot of answers for things. I think if there's any changes I would make, it would be to add Olympia, because that was something I was lacking. Um, but yeah, did pretty well with this thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
Luke's just said he'll be on in 5 to 10 minutes. So not too long from now. Just looking at some of these top 8 decks before we get into talking about them.
Sure. So yeah, it was pretty simple. Tina Hammers, not too many tricks. The Misty was such a clutch card. I know people will look at it and sort of roll their eyes or whatever, but it's really good for digging out energy that you need when you can't really discard your hand, or if you want to hold like an end for the following turn or something. Misty was great. Yeah, super simple list. And I think for future... Oh, Luke's in the chat at least. For future tournaments, I'm expecting there to be more dark. So I think this is what I want to test out for now. I don't know if it's going to be enough. But I want to try and flip my... What am I doing? Flip my Yveltal matchup more in my favour, because currently it's not. So I'm trying to add in more healing cards to try and basically recover a turn that I've just lost by being out hit. Now we're going to try and heal that back off. So keeping one Magina because it helps us out against like Jirachi and stuff. Keeping 2 energy so that you can still have the option to attack against things like Rainbow Road and Guardy. But now with some extra healing cards, I feel a bit more comfortable. Like I said, I don't know if this is enough. This is what I'm going to try out going forward with this list. But I think it slightly improves Yveltal. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Still think it's a decent play for London. No full art Misty? Yeah, no full art Misty. I never play with full arts IRL. Just because of clumping and stuff. But yeah. Anyway. Luke should be in the call fairly soon, I would think.
Yeah.
And then we can look at the top 8 lists now that we're in analysis mode. I've got it all set out down here, so we can have a look. Some pretty interesting assortment of lists, so yeah. How's the Dex Mega Guardi matchup? I think it's really solid when you have the Magina as a backup, because you're hammering away energy. And on stream, it was actually last week when we were testing this, on stream I was beating Guardi just by using Giratina a lot of the time anyway. Whenever they're whiffing Hex plus Attachment plus all these other things. Especially under Garb, it's a lot harder for them to draw into their Hex. Although, oh sorry, you don't put Garb up in that matchup obviously, because then they don't need to find Hex, what am I saying? But like, having the backup Magina just attached to that, it's such a threat on the bench that it's a real struggle for them. I don't know if 1 is enough for Guardi, but I felt confident enough with my Guardi matchup that I could cut down to 1. Just to try and balance Yveltal. So that's where I'm at now. It could end up not working and I have to revert back or just sack the list, but yeah. Was 3 Metal Energy too many for the event? It was a count that I wasn't sure on. I think 3 was fine. There are times when I had to dig and find it, and I found it, so that was good. Maybe there are turns where maybe I need it and I miss it now with only 2. Misty helps that digging potential for energy though, so I felt fairly comfortable. Really, it was just there as a deterrent. You just put 1 Metal Energy on a Magina against things like Rainbow Road and Guardi at some point in the game, and it's instantly such a high priority threat that it's a problem for them. Even just not attacking with it, just having the threat of it is so disgusting for you. Luke says he's just eating.
It's just always a threat. I've been playing. Me and Joe talked about it I think Tuesday in the day, the list that he played this weekend, and I went on to play it at League that night, and just putting one energy on the Magina, it just means that it's ready to be used whenever you want to. Really, if you suddenly find yourself without a Giratina against one of these fairy decks, it doesn't matter because it does just as much, if not more, against the fairy decks. I think in the 2 games in the best of 3 series that I played against Guardi, it took 8 prizes, Magina alone. That's how good this thing can be. Just
Yeah.
like, especially with a Fury Belt as well, they just can't knock it out.
Yeah.
Insane.
Fury Belt plus resistance is 220, so pretty gross. I think when I had the 3 and the 2 Magina, you could set up Garb and basically just play Metal Garb. This way around, I think you have to keep Garb open, or you have to start with Tina and then go Garb later on. You have to play it smarter.
Yeah, because the list that I was playing was slightly different to the list that Joe's got on the screen at the moment. It was something that we wanted to try that I think. Oh wait, no, that's no, it's still different to the list that you've got at the moment as well. It was like in the middle of those two.
You had no Garb, didn't you?
I'm gonna say we tried no Garb for a while. So it meant that you could quite happily just attach to Magina early on and just leave it as a threat and wait for it to just sort of be the right time for Magina and just take 2 or 4 prizes. Because often, like we say, they can't knock it out. Being able to with a Fury Belt, just because they'd have to find a way to discard the Fury Belt through something like Rattata if they're playing it, which not everyone is. And then if they are, we've still got resistance, so it's still seven Pokemon that they have to discard just to one-shot Magina.
Yeah, it's a huge commitment, isn't it?
And then you're just carrying on the lock with Tina afterwards if they do manage to do that. So I feel they complement each other really well in the Guardian matchup.
Red Dude's asking, how does it do in the Tina matchup? I think you have to be more specific. There's a few different Tina builds out there. Regular Tina hammers, I beat on the day by decking them out. But I'd say it's only ever 50-50. Against Dark Tina Garb, I think you're favoured just by having Grunt, hammers, and obviously the E-hammer. I'd say you're slightly favoured. Especially with the fairy drops now.
I think fairy drops a nice little addition. I think anything that can't one-shot you, it can actually really help with.
Did the 3 retreat on Tina help much at all? Ben asked. Yeah, that actually really helped a lot. There was a game against Greninja that played Jirachi. He brought up a Tina with 2 double dragons on. Got me down to 0 energy, obviously. But he was just poking for 10 a turn. So then I had to attach a metal so that I could then retreat. Because at the time I wasn't playing Olympia. But now playing Olympia, I think it balances it out. So I think that's covered. Did I wear my sweet sweater on the day? No, I did not.
Did we already cover the Raikou deck? We haven't looked over the top 8 yet, but we're going to. Not too far from now. It'll be in the next probably 10-15 minutes that we begin doing that.
Yeah. When Luke gets in here, we'll look at the top 8. He's just finishing off some grub. Scott said we could have a quick game. Should we do that? Let's have a quick game with Scott, and then Luke will definitely be in here after that. What should I play? Let's play this ugly deck. Make love, not water tool. What about Carl Blake? Are we still talking about the best players? I don't know. Don't know what that comment was in reference to, but okay. Scott says he's playing a deck with 0 VS Seekers, so
yes, he is. If it's what I think it is, then yes, he is.
How would you know what that is?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know exactly what it is.
What?
It's only because me and him spoke about it.
Oh, gross.
But I'll be interested to hear your thoughts.
It's Greninja with no VS Seekers. Is that what you're telling me right now?
Da-da. Da-da.
Honest opinion? I think it's gross.
I'm just gonna add Luke in.
Why 0? Like, I can see not playing 4, but why 0? Scott and Seb always do this. They go overboard. They went overboard with fairy drops, and now they've gone overboard the other way.
Here he is.
Luke,
Hello, hello.
you're alive.
I am indeed.
Good news.
Just
First-
about.
First question: are you playing Sun in the background or Moon?
No, I do have my 3DS on my desk.
Good
It's
lad.
not on yet.
I like the optimism.
I got it like a day early, and I'm still on like Route 1.
Yeah. So, don't worry.
What a scrub.
Such a long intro. It's like,
It is. It really spoon feeds you through the game, doesn't it?
mm-hmm. It's a bit much.
I was looking
This-
through my old decks and remembered the days of 1 to 2 VS Seekers, and it felt weird. Yeah, I was looking through some of the decks that when VS Seeker first came back into rotation, Phantom Forces, some of the decks that me and Joe were playing ran like 2, and you just never hear of it anymore. It's so weird.
This is a gross matchup.
I've got a gross hand. If Scott plays Ranger, he like auto wins.
Can you just say in the chat a 0 BS Seeker deck?
Yep.
Oh, baby.
Vice.
I believe this is what Scott played for Dortmund.
Oh, he actually played
Day
one
one?
with none.
I think he played this exact list.
Wow.
I can't
Dortmund.
remember. I can't remember.
Excuse me, sorry.
Luke, can you not?
I tried to get to the mute button, but it was too slow. And apparently that's noisier, so yeah.
Scott, why didn't you play random receiver like a real man? In less than 1 year, VS Seeker will leave the format. Very true. As will Shaman. As will probably Hooper.
Probably. Oh,
All
he
of a
played
sudden,
Rare
everything
Candy.
gets slow.
Interesting.
This deck is gross.
Yeah, it's pretty lame.
Oh, I need to put Ranger in my Zygarde list. Sad times. How's everyone in the chat doing? Are we all good? 59 viewers, it's not bad, it's not 10 o'clock yet.
Yeah. Considering Sun and Moon's out.
That's also very true.
Oh, it's got to play at least 2 Rare Candy. Interesting. Scary. Needs a top deck like a wizard. Glaceon's being hurt and I don't like it.
Oh, baby. Just got home from school, Run gets this. I'm assuming that is not in the UK.
You know what we were saying about moving the clocks back earlier on?
Yeah.
Waiting for the deck analysis. After this game, we will be. Oh, well, I'm assuming you're talking about the analysis of the top 8. We will be discussing them.
Probably good for me to have. Can one of you send me the link of the top 8 decks?
Yeah,
So
I
I
got
don't actually know all the lists.
You have to
Like,
bear in
Beagle.
mind that those lists, tournamentcenter.eu, it's so bad. I don't think any of the lists are actually 60 cards.
Really? I haven't counted them or anything. I've just
They're
looked
like
through.
61, 59.
I've noticed
or
a couple
the
that
wrong
just say 2
60
Yveltal, 1
cards.
Yveltal.
Yeah, but that's Fright Night and.
Yeah, I
normal.
know, but like it doesn't say which one's which. It just says 2 Yveltal, 1 Yveltal.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Scott didn't have energy. Oh, I drew Sycamore. It's over. What a joke. Okay. The
Ben
dream.
said one of isn't even the right person.
Oh, the dream. It's over.
Do we think? Where is he saying it? Do we think Mega Beedrill has a chance in standard? Well,
I
certainly
definitely
not.
think
It's
it
grass
does.
type. Get out of here.
It does. Definitely does.
No, terrible.
Luke. Now,
Yes.
Luke. Just because you don't want it to doesn't mean it can't.
Don't know what you're on about.
I actually think it's going to be one of the coolest things to play in Sun and Moon format from what we've seen, because I think it combos really nicely with Decidueye. Because
The Rainbow Road list says 1 junior, 1 senior. That's teammates. That's the French translation from the teammates.
Yeah, I think it's very odd. 'Cause a lot of it's been translated to English, but some of it still has the original name. So if you're not sure what any of the cards are, just post up in the chat. I'm sure we'll be able to.
Oh, Scott's playing
How about-
Lysander now. I know in Dortmund he wasn't playing Lysander. He's teched for the matchup.
Cheeky.
Look at that 0 damage Moonlight Slash though. So strong. Let's get double garb going.
Yeah, French. Last time I checked, was spoken in France. Yep.
When was the last time you checked though? That's my question.
It's been a while. Also parts of Canada.
Yeah. It's like their second language, I believe.
Also parts of Africa as well, I believe.
See, you don't just get Pokemon knowledge here, you get general knowledge as well.
Oh, baby.
Uh-oh. Has Scott figured out the way to beat me? Has he figured it out? 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 No. Keep it quiet, guys. I'll tell him later. Answers on a postcard, guys. What's the best thing Scott could be doing right now?
Dropping an Eva till the X in the Dark Energy.
that's actually available to him.
Well, now you say it.
Don't say it out loud
Screens.
because he might still be listening. But answer on a postcard.
Screen's so small, I can't see. I think he's just beadled it for himself.
Yeah, same.
No, he definitely has. Oh, baby. I hate decks like this that completely lock everything down.
I actually think Greninja's one of its worst matchups.
Really?
Yeah.
What? You're sitting there with 2 Garb and a Glaceon.
Ah, he's figured it out. He top decked the card that figured it out. Bubble is the way to win.
Yeah, we get it.
Ta-da!
Paralyzed, baby.
But now he
There
still
goes
has to top
nuts.
deck. Now I can use my crushing hammers so he can't retreat. Haha!
Can you show the Zygarde deck that Kirkham played in the League Cup? He didn't just play it in the League Cup.
Played it for
He
me,
played
actually.
it in the regional as well.
Yeah.
Like a maverick.
I don't know. It's up to Kirkham. I don't know whether you want to show it off.
We've got to wait till max voltage, haven't we?
Yeah, maybe. Is Bert or Stefan or Maddie in the chat?
Don't know if any of our voltage guys are in the chat. Say hi if you are. Uh-oh. Bubble time. Oh,
Uh-oh,
never
trouble.
lucky. Never lucky. Let's play this. I want to find more float stones. Feel more comfortable if they're double garb for realsies. That's exactly what we find. Boom!
Yeah, this deck made top 8, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Its biggest issue is probably Yveltal, because there's so many things that Regice and Glaceon can't cover for.
Yeah.
So yeah. There's only a few decks that sort of slip under the net.
Like Mega Scizor with Ranger.
How? Oh yeah, Ranger, right.
My Mega Scizor list did actually play Ranger.
It did.
No Hex.
The greed.
Not greedy, it was calculated, Joe.
Assassin's
Precise and
greed.
calculated.
Oh, he scooped.
Ah.
Oh, annoying locks are annoying. Okay, right. Are we ready, guys, for some?
Yeah.
For some top 8. Should we go 8 to 1 or 1 to 8? Let's go 8 to 1.
8 to 1.
Yeah.
Are they? You're gonna have to tell us which ones they are, because on Tournament Center they've just.
So this is
given-
Alexander Wagner, what I've just played.
Okay.
And his list on the Tournament Center was 61 cards. So I actually played against him, and I never saw Faded Town. So I think Faded Town is the card that's not in there.
Okay.
Unless it's Silent Lab, and then it's some other card that shouldn't be in here. But this is 60 cards, and it's the same archetype. Huzzah.
Okay.
Huzzah.
Who wants to? Who wants to go first?
You guys go first.
Sweet.
Go on, Jack. Tell us how it's done.
I just hate lock decks. But-
He asked to go first just to complain about it.
No, I didn't ask to go first. I don't know who wants to.
Okay.
He hinted.
Okay.
There's implications.
Oh, I can. Okay. I don't know. I can see why. I can see the theory behind it, and obviously it got top 8. So that definitely the theory is backed up in matchups. I'd feel nervous about playing something like this, like you say, because things like there are some Pokemon that just completely don't get locked out by it. Obviously, Regice only gets EXs, Glaceon only gets evolutions. Means that non-EX basics that just aren't blocked by anything. And I think you brought up the main one, Yveltal, just sort of it isn't really bothered by too much in this deck at all. Obviously, the hammers are annoying, and all of these things like Delinquent and Team Flagrant are annoying, but I feel like non-EX Yveltal can deal with it pretty sufficiently anyway.
I mean, with 2 Rough Seas and a load of hammers, you can survive against Yveltal.
Yeah.
I think you can survive against anything. I think really it's just a question of greed. How greedy has your opponent been? Has he made the space for Ranger, or has that become, a consistency or another tech card? And I think for Dortmund it worked out because people are still being greedy. But for London, people are aware of this deck. Plumebox still saw play, and even that Raikou Jolteon nonsense that we'll see in a second.
Nonsense.
Which it's not actually nonsense, but all of those things had a locking Pokemon in there. So I think Rangers, I actually mentioned it in my video, I think Ranger is like a must-play card for London.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we've spoke about a couple of times on the podcast before, is picking the right deck at the right time. There'll be peaks and troughs of certain decks being good and being right, and I think whoever played this, I apologise, I don't remember his name, he got it spot on in terms of meta picks. I think it was really good. No one expected that much either at all, especially in top 8, because Gardevoir was a hype deck, and that has a hard time against Gardevoir.
This does.
No, Evital.
Oh right, yeah.
So I think it was a very clever pick. It's an annoying deck. If you don't play Ranger, you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah.
No matter what deck you're playing.
Running down some of the matchups, I'd say it's got probably a good Volcanion. Probably even-ish Yveltal, I would say. I think Greninja's actually is a bad matchup. I think once they deal with Garb, it's over.
Yeah.
And because they can retreat around so much, I think you only poke 80 a turn. They should be able to deal with Garb in enough turns to then bounce back with their Shurikens to overcome you.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the worst matchups. Tina Hammers is obviously easy because you have a boatload of hammers yourself. Guardy should be easy because they rarely play Ranger unless they play Horlucha, I guess. But even then, there's Garb up. So
I mean, Guardy does actually tend to play at least 2 escape ropes.
yeah, that's true.
And as we saw in that matchup there, you had 6 prizes on your bench. You had 2 Shaman and 2 Garb. So they don't even need to kill the priority attackers at times.
Yeah.
If someone has to ready dig to set up, it's like the win condition was on the field there.
That was true, but that was more just me not playing it too well. And like against the Guardy, the board state would be different because you're using Regices instead of Glaceons.
Yeah.
They're single prizes. And you're trying to Ninja Boy away Shamans into Regices anyway. That's like one of the reasons for Ninja Boy. Oh, he did such a gross play against me with Ninja Boy. Lysander stalled a Regice and Chaos Wheeled so he couldn't float stone. And I was like, oh, I finally got him. I've got a Lysander in hand for the other one to bring it up, to deal with all his energy on the board with my Magina. And he Ninja Boyed it into a Trubbish to get it knocked out. I was so upset. I was so upset. It was the only way he could move it. Oh, it was gross. I scooped after that. Oh, it was so gross. Not dealing with you again. So yeah. So good Metacool. I think it's still a decent play for London.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Still a decent
The
play.
thing that gives you outs in this matchup with certain decks, if there's nothing like Volplane, there's no lockdown. So you can play your supporters and reuse your BS Seekers to target things and do strange plays. So there is ways to beat, especially if you play one Ranger and you're not crazy with your energies. You put your energies down when you need them. I think it's beatable. And it's one of these decks that can be found out, but some decks just don't have answers to it.
Yeah. And even some decks that do play Ranger, if you hammer spam enough, because there was a lot of times where my board was no energy in the first place.
Yeah.
So like I can be holding Ranger all I want. I need to keep digging for energy and Ranger in the same turn.
I can see why Evital was a tough matchup because basically I played obviously Zygarde with Elixirs this weekend and I played Tina Hammers and the Elixirs basically tend to cancel out the hammers, so it just comes down to you making attachments in the right place at the right time. Just playing it cleverly.
Alright, so that's that one. I'm going to profile that. I think I'm going to try and change the list up a few cards. A few people are saying in the chat that Faded Town actually was in the list. I can see that being pretty good. But I don't actually see you having too many issues with Megas. Maybe the Guardy, like we were saying, it puts a bit more pressure on, but I don't think it's too big of a deal. Anyway, let's look at... who was this? Stephen Mao, one of the first Yveltal players. Basically... Yveltal's super solid, right? We can all just set this tone. Yveltal's super solid against a lot. I think we were surprised by the amount it actually cut because we thought Guardy would be more prevalent. Personally, I was thinking that Guardy was in a vacuum the best deck in format, like the most consistent deck that we have that has a broken attack basically.
What I love about Guardy, I played with it for the first time last week when me and Tamal did some testing, and you can be greedy with your Shamans and your Hoopers and Selps because you can just get rid of them. There's no real punish for putting lots of resources down and committing, and it's so consistent. I mean, I think a must in the deck is Skylar and Professor's Letter, because the big key there is missing energy drops for that
Yeah,
deck.
boy. I told you. I've been telling you this whole time. Skylar's the MVP of Guardy. But anyway, as we've just seen, me and Jack played a best of 3 with Yveltal against Guardy. And it is actually quite close. And I think you're seeing with a lot of these lists, they're all playing 3 or 4 N.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big key to how all of these were doing so well. N plus Garb in this meta is still so ridiculously good.
Yeah.
And I think even like 2 or 3 of them are playing Delinquent in addition to that. So they're really trying to just keep energy on board, maintain attackers throughout, and Delinquent. Who's trolling me in the chat? Hold on.
Joe, I think you have a little bit of an announcement to make before we go on. Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah.
Something has been revealed on Pokemon.com.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I need to make sure this is true.
I'll carry on talking about the deck while Joe panics.
Oh, yeah, okay, I've seen it.
Okay,
cool.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm commentating, guys. Hooray. Anyway, back to the list.
Where are you commentating?
London.
Tell us more.
I'm commentating for London, so I'm not playing, so all of these things that I'm saying, I'm a neutral now. I want anyone to win. I'm not trying to convince the meta to my own selfish needs. I've been accused of that before.
God, Joe.
I keep trying to say things so I can anti-meta the meta that I've tried to create. But anyway, let's stick to the topic. That's uninteresting for a lot of people. Unless you guys like hearing my voice, in which case it might be good news. Hooray. Okay. So, this specific list of Yveltal. What do you dislike? I think the things I dislike about this list is 3 parallel. I feel is too high.
Yeah, and there's no other set. I mean, there is Delinquent, I guess, but if you get paralleled, it can you get sometimes put in a decision whether you want to go with energy or Garb, puts you in a weird place. And if you get a lockdown first, it can sometimes leave you stuck there. If you prize Delinquent, you're stuck with 3 bench. I mean, there's not a huge amount of Pokemon, so it's not the end of the world. But I do like another stadium in here.
I think just go down to 2 and add 4 for Elixir. That's the thing that concerns me most.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Wait, what? There's 3 Elixir?
Yeah,
I was looking at 3 Elixir count. I think that or the 3 Trainers Mail is where that slot goes. 4 N's nice. It's pretty interesting. Like you said earlier on, with Garb N, it's just so...
I think it's one of the crucial things, especially because Yveltal is setting up KOs the whole time. It's either setting up KOs with Fright Knight, or it's setting up KOs with Y-Cyclone. So typically, it's benefiting from N for like 3 turns. Whereas other decks, things like Rainbow Road, they can benefit from N for like 1 turn. So I really like the high N count. I think it's really solid in here. What do you guys think about... Obviously, we'll look at Flip's list in a minute, but do you still like 1 Oblivion, 2 Fright Knight in general?
I feel Oblivion's still pretty weak, but I like the having the option of having energy recovery that way. I just think Fright Knight is such a good card, though.
Yeah.
Like I sometimes wonder just having a 3rd Fright Knight, whether that's just in itself like a better option anyway. Just because I think Fright Knight is just insanely good at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And the one Jirachi is, I think, a great call in dark decks right now, personally.
I think one Jirachi in a lot of decks is actually pretty good, just because it's often a really, really nice sort of alternative line of play that can win you turns, which can lead to winning you games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think to play Jirachi, you have to really play Garb in this format, because a lot of decks that play special energy focus have Magearna. So you need the Garb to make Jirachi actually useful. But no, I like it.
Link 111 1-1 said that he was targeting Rainbow Force with those 3 parallel. I get that, but I think 2 parallel can often get you there, especially with Jirachi and like Delinquent. I think it's just as bad if you stop hitting elixirs, or like, I think it's super important to keep tempo wise, energy wise against that deck. I think 3 elixir really forces you to not miss any.
Yeah, Ben said a couple of times that he knows. I know that he's going to disagree with the parallel point. I know Ben really likes 3 parallel at the moment. There was a list that me and him were looking at before Liverpool, where he was running 3 parallel and a delinquent in that as well. Do you guarantee winning that stadium war, just because parallel is such a strong stadium in itself? I don't know that I agree or disagree, but I know it's like at least being toyed around with it, not just in this list. But yeah, I feel like 3 is a little bit too much with a delinquent, maybe, because the delinquent acts as your 3rd stadium, I guess.
It's not that I think it's too much, it's just that 3 elixir seems ugly to me.
Yeah.
I think that's something. I think it's a superior card to the 3rd parallel, having 4 elixirs in general.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe that's why the Oblivion Wing's in here, to try and continue some energy excel. I know Oblivion Wing would definitely have helped him out against Tina Hammers. It makes it like almost unwinnable for Tina Hammers, so
yeah.
I think it doesn't do much else in the format. Maybe KO a Joltik, but that's about it really. So yeah, we'll move on to... There's plenty of Yveltal lists right now. So we got Sandro with another list. Very similar actually. Here he's playing just the 1-1 Garb line. What do we think about a 1-1 Garb?
I tried. I was thinking about it over this week, especially at League yesterday, and I feel like if your deck's important enough to run Garb, you can't skimp out on just running a 1-1. I think if you feel you need Garb to improve your deck enough to put it in there, I feel like 2-2 is where you should start. I know you've seen these like wacky sort of 2-1 lines and 1-1 lines and 3-2 lines. I just think 2-2 is the most not the most consistent, because obviously like a higher count is more consistent, but I feel like 2-2 is the sweet spot with Gar at the moment. And I'd be really nervous about playing a 1-1 Garb, just because if you prize either piece, then you've then got to sort of work hard to dig it out of your prizes if you need it for that matchup in particular.
So the spaces he's sort of gained by doing this is by having a Hooper, for one thing. Hooper's not often seen in Yveltal.
No.
What do you think about Hooper in here?
I don't think it has enough. I don't think it has enough. I mean, I like Hooper less than you, so I know you probably personally feel it has a bit more value than I do, but I feel like it doesn't quite have enough value for it to potentially take away one of my Garb pieces.
Yeah. Well, okay, so maybe not that it took away a Garb piece, because he's playing some greedy things. He's playing 2E Hammer and EXP Share. Those are all pretty greedy cards, don't you think?
EXP Share was the card that hit me the first card that really hit me. Looking at the list, just because it's such an interesting card that you don't often see. Sort of.
Especially because he's also playing 2 Fright Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. 1-1 Garb line. I just don't know if you prize one piece, it's you don't have it for most of the game. It's difficult. I'm not sure. I'm a huge fan of 1-1 Garb lines. At Worlds, and when I made it into day 2, I was up that night, and my big toy was, do I put in a 1-1 Garb line? That was the only cut I was considering making, and I ended up not. I ended up playing a lot of ability decks, so it may have been a good idea, but can you consistently get it out? I mean, there's no level ball, but then he has a lot of non-EXs, so if you've made any sort of either to the EX focus, you could basically, your Hooper is 1 Ultra Ball, you get 2 Eve to the X and a Shaman, and then you have 3 Ultra Balls then for other cards. Because he has XY Evital and Fright Knight and Jirachi, he's searching for other stuff all the time. So I'm not sure 100% on that one.
Yeah, I'd say that's the thing. Like I can see there being Hooper if you trim down EXP share and maybe go down to 1 E hammer. But then you're still only playing 2 float, so maybe you cut the rope as well.
Yeah.
Like
I think the
I
other thing that we
respect
haven't
Hooper in
mentioned,
here, but
yeah, I think the other thing we haven't mentioned too much is like the 2 trainers mail. I think is a huge sort of
2 trainers mount and 2N. This is like
Yeah, this is a
really
greedy
low on the.
list.
This is a really greedy list.
I feel
Yeah.
2N isn't as like 2N's kind of what we've been seeing in a lot of decks up until this weekend, I think. And I think I'd still be fine with 2N. I feel the 2 trainers mail is more sort of out there because I feel like trainers mail is a 3 or a 4 of in most decks at the moment if you're playing it. And I don't know how, like, obviously it's a really good card, but I have to wonder how impactful it is at a 2 count or whether you're taking too much away in adding these other sort of extra 1 cards, like you say, the XP share and the hammer, to then even, because then you're going to hit, I suppose you're going to hit these more niche cards a little bit more often with Trainer's Mail, but if you're lowering your Trainer's Mail count in general, are you going to, it feels kind of counterintuitive to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not our favorite Yveltal of the 5. Where are we now?
I think I was going to say, the last thing I was going to say is I think it's a list that could potentially really punish some decks if you like hit all of the right cards in the right order. But that's not really the style of deck that Yveltal is. Yveltal's more of a consistent, just set up 3 attackers and not worry about having these nice little niche cards that perhaps sway matchups 5% more in your favor, but in general it makes the deck less consistent. I feel like it's kind of the opposite of what it wants to be doing.
Okay, right. So now onto some real spice. Tobias's list.
Oh baby.
Raikou, Electro, Jolteon.
Yes, it is.
So, I'm just gonna ask you two: is this a one-hit wonder deck, or is this a genuine archetype we need to consider?
I think it's a genuine archetype. I think there's definitely potential there. I'm not just saying this because people will contest that it's true. Me and Tamal actually theoried this deck a little bit before Dortmund. We kind of got pigeonholed into the other decks, but we definitely thought there was some potential in it. We didn't give it as much credit as it deserved, I don't think, and we sort of, after theorying a little bit, we dismissed it. But I do really like it. I played against something similar, and bear in mind I'm playing a fighting deck. I'm thinking, yes, when I see a Raikou, and then he drops a Joy on the X, hits some elixirs and energy switches, and I have no out to it, and he just rolls me because I have no out to Jolty on in a fighting deck, which is not ideal. But
pretty sad.
Yeah, I do think Jolteon is still a very good card. The thing that worries me about this deck is the fact that Electro counts as a special energy. There's a lot of V, as you saw in the other list. There's a lot of V hammer floating around, and that would scare me.
The way I saw him play it, it was literally like, it's almost like an end-proofing mechanism where you keep Electrode on your board.
Yeah.
So when you're down to low cards, you can always get another Raikou going.
Yeah.
It was never like, that's why we're not seeing the Ace Trainer. I know a lot of people would build this and think, I need turn 2 Electrode to buzz up to get a big damage going. Yeah. He played it very differently. He played the Elixirs early game, Electrode chills on the bench, so that he can always guarantee an attacker. That's why you're not seeing the aggro, I want to hit a turn 2 Ace Trainer with a big old Raikou. It's a completely different way of playing the deck.
Yeah.
That's what I think is pretty cool.
40 extra damage if they need it.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say. It helps push for an extra amount of damage that, like, even sometimes you perhaps won't quite calculate and think, oh, okay, they've got to get 2 energy on. Well, being able to just drop that 1 prize for an extra 40 damage can actually just win you games sometimes. I think, like Luke was saying, I think it is a genuine archetype, but I think it's another very peaks and troughs kind of deck. I think now people know about it. It will maybe go back under the rock for a little while and wait until people have kind of forgotten about it again. But I don't think it's like a gimmick at all. I think it definitely has potential, and I think in a field where like non-EXs, I think non-EXs are really strong at the moment, and when you've got like built-in sort of damage reduction with Raikou, so that makes your Raikous so difficult to get through with Fury Belts, and then you can also see he's playing the one Rough Seas as well. It can make these non-EXs really difficult to get through, and if you're two-shotting them, but they're two-shotting your EXs, then it doesn't matter how it's sort of been set up. You're always losing that race, and especially like we're saying, if they can set up a couple of electrodes or even just one on the bench, and being able to just have that inbuilt energy acceleration whenever they want it later on in the game, I think is definitely a really, really strong sort of, well, that's a really good way of being able to play the deck, not worrying about, like we were saying earlier on, N is such a strong card at the moment, especially when decks go 2-4 prizes ahead. This deck doesn't worry about that at all because it's all on the board. I think the only other thing that worries me is ability lock, because ability lock, well, Garb is still definitely important. It does shut off Electrode if you can't get it set up, if you can't get them on before the Garb is set up. So obviously that presents issues as well, and that's why I think it will kind of go back under a rock for a little while. But I think it's definitely a pretty solid archetype if people aren't expecting it.
Well, I think the decks that are playing Garb, it's either Yveltal, which you don't really need the Electrode for, or it's going to be Tina Hammers, where again I think you're favourable just by having Jirachi plus Hex in the list, or just because Raikou has such an annoying HP for Giratina builds.
Yeah,
you can just out-trade them. So I think you're not actually that concerned about Garb, unless it's obscure decks playing Garb.
Yeah, maybe.
I think where I'm worried is Greninja and Volcanion worries me more.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of... There's going to be a lot more Ranger Blade, and so one of the main things this deck does is lock the decks down with Jolteon, and I think it may lose that next tournament because there's going to be a lot more Ranger Blade because people saw there was some weird things like the Regice Glaceon and things like that. So I think Ranger is going to see more play because people need it in certain matchups. There's certain decks that don't have outs, and you need to perhaps put a Ranger in. So they lose Jolteon, which is quite a good thing for the deck. But I still think it's definitely got potential.
But even then, like Fury belting Jolteon means they probably have to range it like twice through it.
Yeah.
And the Rough Seas I like a lot as well. There's a lot. So actually looking at the list rather than just the archetype, do we think the list is a good baseline to go off of? Is there anything you disagree with?
I think the list is pretty good. I think I need to hear... In fact, I don't even know that I'd need to hear some of his card inclusions. I think the list's actually really solid.
My question mark is Brock. Why Brock over just Super Rod?
That's the only thing I noticed. That is literally the only thing I thought stood out to me. Brock over Super Rod. I mean, does he need to draw through his deck? I think it's one of these decks he gets set up, he wants to put stuff back in, but
I just don't know if he's got a luxury turn. Wouldn't you prefer it to be a Delinquent or a Hex over a Brock? That's what I'm sort of thinking.
Something disruptive because this guy's will hit quite hard, quite quick and consistently hard. So maybe a bit of disruption to go with that would be better. Brock does seem very slow. But there's times where I can't count the amount of times I seem to start Super Rod in my opening hand and have Sycamore away. It always seems to happen.
Someone just said Brock can be Sycamore or Ultra Balled away, and you can still play it late with VS Seeker, whereas Super Rod, you just gets dumped.
I mean, it can be, but like at the same time, I don't know how essential the Super Rod is. It never hurts you to Super Rod back in, but I don't think like you Sycamore away Rod and you're like, oh god, I lose now.
Yeah.
But again,
I've not played this deck enough. You need to play a bit more carefully, I think, than at that time. But Brock's one of these cards. It's a very fringe card. It's good. It's a double Super Rod. It's got potential, but a lot of decks that perhaps need to recycle Pokemon don't want to always recycle their energy, and sometimes you have no choice but to put them back in there. the deck. So it's a very awkward one. I think something like this does want to recycle energy, obviously. It's no benefit from it being in the discard, but there's other decks that don't.
But like it's got the XP share as well. It's got quite a bit of retention.
Yeah, I think just because of how like unexpected the archetype was and how like personally I haven't tried it yet, I think maybe that's why I'm staying skeptical about Brock. Just because maybe in playing it you find that you discard a lot more energy and stuff like that than you actually first think. I don't know. I don't know whether you've played it yet or not, Joe. So maybe that's not the case, but for me, just because I haven't played it, I don't know how quickly you're getting rid of all of these resources. So maybe Brock is needed just because you need the double super rod every now and again, rather than just relying on getting 3 specific parts.
Yeah,
it's just something that I personally want to test.
Yeah, so this is definitely an interesting archetype. I think I need to personally play it more to know where to place it. Yeah. I know that we did kind of slam Electrode in the set review, but I think it's because we had our perception wrong about how to play Electrode. I think we were saying that basically we were saying Electrode turn to Ace Trainer as a wombo combo that's not actually that strong, and that E-Hammer's a problem. But the way that it's played in this list does change my perception of how good the card can be.
Yeah, so, I just saw that comment as well, and I feel like the other thing is we didn't whilst initially we perhaps were maybe slamming the card or whatever, none of us sort of we needed to see this kind of list to know how best to play the card. So now I know we're saying, it's not a gimmick anymore, but that was because we needed someone to prove that it wasn't a gimmick before we could initially say it's not a gimmick. I think
I don't think many people were like, no, this is hidden potential. I think there's only a few people who were actually thinking it's... I mean, obviously 2 attachments is never going to be bad, but that's a hefty cost to pay, and we've seen cards like Milotic in the past where it's not worked out, so we did need someone to make it work to really open our eyes to it. Anyway, let's look at Alessandro's list. Now, I played this round 1 of day 2, and I was so damn sad. I was up against Yveltal, which is already like a 50-50 or worse matchup, but it had 1 Grunt, 1 Jirachi, and 2 E-Hammer. Oh, I was so sad.
Oh, that sounds gross.
I think the first thing we need to talk about is that break. I know we've mentioned it a little bit earlier on in the stream, but I think the break is really versatile.
Yeah, it's something that Joe can test. I messaged him last Thursday, I think it was, saying we've got a new deck and it plays without all break, and we think it's really good. It's definitely got potential. The 3 Dark Energy is expensive, and it is a bit of a pain to commit to a non-EX. But one of the big series behind it was I expected a bit of Sizzle to show up in Dortmund, and obviously Sizzle gets round evolving with Silent Lab, and obviously if you break evolve it, the Silent Lab then doesn't affect it, so Finite's ability is still kicking in, so they have to take the turn to evolve. And it just gives you outs against things like a Jolteon, as crazy as it sounds. It
gets around Jolteon. It survives a hit against Jolteon.
Yeah. Without fury about Jolteon's 2-shotting you. So it definitely puts in the work there. It's a really cool card.
Yeah, it actually covers so many bases. So Sizzle is improved. You get 2 hit instead of 1 hit by Jolteon, and you can actually hurt them back. It auto wins Gyarados.
Yeah.
It what else does it do? You don't even really need to use its attack. You just need its health. Because then also if you have Garbodor, I know this list doesn't have Garbodor in it, but with Garbodor you actually tank a hit from a Volk as well. So just that HP buff, that small buff, is so big for the card. The reason to play it, really. And obviously it evolves out of Silent Lab, so really, really cool pick. Okay, so I'm going to say that this list is the greediest I've ever seen, because there's no Garb in it. And there was so much Ninja and Volk everywhere. What did he play against? Come on, guys. Why am I playing against this in top 32? Come on.
Blimey. Right,
Just not fair. How did he dodge everything and then hit me? Come on. I'm sad.
Yeah, no Garb is strange. I mean, Umbreon I did not expect to see that card floating around. it had a little bit of hype early on. When there was Mewtwo around, you could use Mew and copy it at times in some dark decks, but it's never really seen much play. I'll be interested to speak to Alessandro and find out how much use he got out of Umbreon over the weekend. There wasn't.
There were hardly. I think there were like no mega decks around the tables, so I don't think he would have played against many. But I mean, obviously against me, it was always in the discard pile. But I think with 4 Fright Night, you're still fine against megas without the Umbreon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 Faded Town as well. He was really teching heavy to try and improve his Guardy.
No, I don't think that's any bad thing. Like, I think everyone kind of expected Guardy to be, like, no matter what people said, I think Guardy, people expected a lot of Guardy. Turns out that there wasn't much, but I think people expected a lot of Guardy, so I think the Umbreon may be something that, like you say, isn't needed just because of the 4 Fright Night being sort of really good in the Guardian or in mega matchups in general. But I think teching against Guardy or making a list that is naturally strong against Guardy and has lots of options, I don't think that's any bad thing. I just think it happens that it wasn't particularly.
But I would just stick with Garb, to be honest. Like, I think Garb is more universally helpful for the dark decks.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of greedy.
Potentially.
Yeah, it's a very good Alessandro. I played him in Liverpool. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I think I've played him a few times at the ECC before. Really nice guy, and I can see he's cut down to a 1 reverse.
Yeah.
Because when I was playing against him, I think he finished 9th. I think he bubbled in Liverpool. He tried to get a double knockout, put down reverse against my Scizor deck, not realising that it actually reduced damage on my bench as well as my active. And so he got no knockouts instead of 2.
So gross.
Because he went for the extra 10 damage on the active to knock it out. But obviously it balances out with Scizor.
Yeah.
But it also affects my bench Pokemon, which doesn't affect him, and he must have double knockout. And he was cursed. Every time he sees me at Dortmund, he came out and said, "I beat a Scizor. I didn't do it again." Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah, and a good player as well.
Yeah, he is.
He's definitely about one of the best players I played against in Liverpool.
Yeah, he's a very good player. He doesn't do things wrong. I just think his list... I mean, it's a calculated risk from him to not play Garb. He's only playing 1 Hex. I personally would feel too shaky about my matchups. But it worked out for him, so can't really argue with it. He's targeting different matchups to what I would have targeted playing Yveltal. So yeah. Again, we're just seeing the 2N. The one Delinquent being played though, he used that against me. He actually got rid of a double dragon and 2 VS Seeker as my 3-card hand. So that worked out well for him, didn't it?
Yeah. Not that it's a bad matchup in the first place, but E-hammers and flagrants.
I already had only DCE in play. Why not just take away my whole hand too? Anyway, let's move on. Into 3rd place. Guess what? It's a Yveltal Garb list. So, I think if I was going to a tournament and if I was to build a Yveltal list, I think this would be the closest to what I would have built myself at the time.
Yeah.
The 3-2 Garb line I probably wouldn't have played. I probably would have just played 2 Shaman instead of 1. But beyond that, I think, even though I love, like, now that I've seen Philip's list, that's my favourite, like, instantly, because of how he plays it. I think if I was to build the list, this is, like, the most standard of them all that we've seen.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's nothing too out there. Would you still play 4 Float, or would you?
I think 4 Float is also kind of wacky.
But that's
the only because of how thick his Garb is.
Yeah, I think the 3 cards that are, like, I think 57 of those cards are pretty standard. I think the Break I probably wouldn't have thought about.
Mm-hmm.
I think the 4th Floatstone I probably wouldn't have put in along with the 3rd Trubbish. And but I don't think it would have been very different. I think maybe 1 more Shaman, 1 more Fury Belt, 1 more trainer's mail or something like that. So I think this list is incredibly close to
just a very standard list. I think this should be the benchmark of a standard list.
Yeah.
I think maybe for float could become maybe Olympia's been played a lot. I remember in America the winning list played Olympia and he really liked it. So I think this is just super solid.
4N is the only other thing that maybe I wouldn't consider, just because.
What, like 3 and 3 male, more standard?
Yeah, 2 or 3, I think.
It seemed like there's a lot of these top 8 decks are fairly similar. I think Alessandro's was obviously no garbs, that was very different, but the rest of them are fairly similar, and it looks like they're playing for certain matchups.
Yeah. So
you've got your heavy garb line. They want to get this garb out, and I think the theory was that Gardevoir, despite it doing so well, Sizzle got a bit hyped, so Gardevoir would fall, and expected more Volcanion in response to the Sizzle. And with heavy garb line and Evital, I'm going to guess Volk is I've not played it, but Volk seems like a pretty good matchup because they're having lots of energy and they can't do extra damage.
Oh, some people are in the chat saying that this is not his list. Hold on. Wait, what? Oh, this is Robin's list. Oh, is this... Okay, this might be the error that Pokemon Center did. Okay, this is my bad. Okay. I was literally about to say it looked like he played the same list as Robin. This is Robin's list. Okay. Right. Well, we don't have this guy's list then, I guess. Fair. That's not me effing up. That's tournamentcenter.eu messing up. Okay. Well, Robin still got top 32. And he's still sick. So, yeah, I guess we'll put a pin in that for now.
Whilst we're putting a pin in that one, what do you guys think about them putting up the list now? Do you like it? Do you think it's a good idea, bad idea? Why? What do people in the chat think? Do they like the lists?
I think the majority of the time, most people, if they do well, will put up a photo anyway, or a report or a video, or some sort of deck feature on someone else's channel. I think the majority of the time, if people do well, they want to show off.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's ever too big of a problem. There may be one or two people who are like, no, I'm going to a tournament in a week's time. I don't want to show anyone. But
I think it's good for the game moving on. You can see, because week to week, London will be very different meta to, well, there wasn't a meta in Dortmund, but it'll be very different to perhaps what we saw in Dortmund. And it helps more players understand people build the list, and I like the videos explaining why they had counts of stuff, because I think a big part of getting into the game is building lists and understanding why you play certain cards and counts of cards and the reasoning behind it. I think it's healthy for the game. I know games like Magic, every tournament, the people, big tournaments, they post up the lists after every tournament, and it just helps the game to grow because more people have access to good lists and want to play more and feels it can be more competitive.
Yeah, definitely.
I think like you say, the other thing is having somewhere to start as well. Like some people, me included, sometimes I don't know what the best list to start with is or anything like that. And being able to access all of these lists each week that you know are doing well, it can lead you to knowing that you have a good list that you're testing and things like that. I think it's really, really good.
Yeah, I just wish that they'd do it right.
Yeah, even for testing against, it's good to put a list together to test against it. So
right, okay, let's move on. More Yveltals to talk through. Right, this is Philip Schwartz's list. And we've just shown off Robin's, and you can see so many similarities, but at the same time, so many differences. There's the 4 Floatstone, the 3-2 Garb line, the 2 male, the 3N plus 1 Ace Trainer count. But here, it's the attackers that's completely different. Just 4 Yveltal EX, and 1 Mewtwo from Evolutions as his non-EX attacker of choice. First of all, what do you think about the Mewtwo attacker?
Interesting.
Good.
Very interesting. I think it's obviously just one attachment attack, and that's all the focus on what it was. It can just do some damage. It's good for people getting greedy, putting too much energy on, but usually X does that as well. So yeah, it's interesting. Maybe he expected Mewtwo, but I'm not sure why, because Guardy was so sort of popular and hyped.
He said in his interview that he literally only played this because it could be a one attachment go attacker.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
against
the only
Volcanion, you do like 90 with Fury Belt. Against like Mirror, you're doing numbers. Like against Jack, I was only doing like 60, and that feels really weak. But
yeah,
against a couple of matchups, it's okay.
yeah
I think, like you say, the only real benefit in my eyes now Mewtwo's not, or considering Mewtwo isn't too popular at the moment because Guard is keeping it in check. I think the main benefit is just the single attachment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in a deck like this where you're just running for Yveltal EX, then maybe that's right. But I think in general, Fright Knight's probably just a better non-EX. But that's not to say that isn't right in this list. I think Mewtwo probably is better than Fright Knight in this list.
Yeah.
One thing that stands out to me. Sorry, carry on.
No, that you go.
It's town map.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why the town map. There's no real one-offs that you desperately need it in a lot of matchups. The town map, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe he doesn't like counting his prizes. Maybe he had a space. I don't know.
He again talks about it in his interview. He says that because he's Nning so often and ace training so often, he wants to secure himself like a VS Seeker or a Sycamore, or just a consistency card of his prizes. He can calculate his turns basically better.
Yeah.
It's not that he has to fish out a single card, maybe the Shaman. It's more so that he can have a complete plan. He can plan not only what he's doing, but he knows exactly what he's taking. So
I think the only thing that kind of counteracts that, and I guess this wasn't for him to know, but the fact that it seems as sort of a whole, like a tournament-wide thing, it seems like everyone's put up their N count and in some decks Ace Trainer count, so it kind of unfortunately was maybe a little bit counterproductive in this specific tournament, just because in general the amount of hand shuffle ended up going up.
But even then, like you can take targets that protect you from an N rather than dead cards. So.
Yeah, it's still I guess getting useful cards that you can still draw into after an N. So I suppose even though the whole hand shuffle went up, it's still pretty.
So
useful.
would you guys play Town Map over say third Mail or third Fury Belt maybe?
I'm not sure. I played Town Map in Miniature Bats a lot last season. That's because sometimes you need, if you prize a couple of gold bats or crow bats, whatever, it was quite painful. But I did like it. It allows you, like you say, to plan ahead. You know what you can get at certain times and calculate around it. So you can help yourself with then. But early game, does it help set up early game? And obviously not. He has a lot of support accounts though. So I don't know. I quite like Town Map. It's something that it's always a 61st card in a lot of lists or decks that I look at.
I was going to say I think at the moment, I really like, to start off, I really like Town Map. I think it's, I think being able to interact with the prize cards, even just by looking at them, is a mechanic that is really cool. And I think that in lists that have the space, I think Town Map is definitely a really good inclusion, because like we say, you help yourself end proof by getting more useful cards into the deck. And if you're not being end, then you've got useful cards for next turn. So in theory, it just kind of helps you keep the ball rolling and things like that. Unfortunately, and this was something that I brought up with Jake in Verbank yesterday, I feel like a lot of decks just don't have the space at the moment. And I think that was kind of what Luke was alluding to. It's kind of a 61st card. I think actually in some cases it's kind of a 65th, 66th card. I feel like there's some cards that you still want to put in before these. I think it was Brave putting it in over something like a third Trainer's Mail.
Even second Shaman I think is
second Shaman
so
as well.
bold.
I feel like these are cards that are kind of not staples, but in 95% of people's opinions, these are cards that should make lists. But then again, that one Town Map can mean the difference between you winning and losing a game in the mirror, because being able to look at your prizes rather than just blindly taking 2 prizes. Like you say, can set up a knockout next turn, things like that.
Yeah, and I think this is a really mirror orientated deck, to be fair. Like 4 Floatstone, you're White Cycloning around, you're switching between your Yveltals, you're making it so difficult for them. You can slam Ace Trainer against people in mirror, you can Delinquent. I think it's a really cool control way of playing this deck, which is something we don't often see with Yveltal. It's kind of, it's normally sort of trundling along, keeping up in prizes. This way you can punish your opponent and then steamroll ahead after.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
I don't want to keep going on about town map, but you also got to consider some people are great and they look through the deck and they know what those 6 prizes are. Other people don't. Other people struggle to remember or to pick up what it is, especially in a high pressure situation.
I don't think that's
it can help those people. No, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
It definitely helps some people. So it's a preference thing, I think.
Yeah, I feel like personally I've begun to get better at prize checking, but I think it's definitely a really key component of the game. And if you do have the space to put in a town map, then sure, because it can help you not worry too much about these prize checks, things like that. But it also, like we say, can help you carry on taking knockouts turn after turn. The other thing I wanted to mention was being able to. I feel like something like a Team Flagrant or something would be perhaps an alternative for this deck. Like you were saying about the whole control-y aspect. I feel like energy. Whilst you can't put too much energy Nile in here, just because you don't have the space, you've got one E-Hammer, and I feel like maybe one Flagrant as well could be a nice little addition. If you perhaps don't want the town map, but don't want to go for one of the cards that we've suggested before.
It's weird. Do you consider town map to actually be a consistency card, or do you think it's a luxury card? Just in general.
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
I think
it's a luxury consistency card.
I guess so.
I think it's the other thing to note is it is an insta drop, and that can help with things like shamans and stuff. So just having these insta drop cards, I think is still useful. So I think whilst it helps with consistency and is a bit of a luxury, I don't know whether it's right for the format at the moment, just because I feel that there are a lot of cards you need in your list.
Okay.
I think someone up in the chat earlier on sort of hit the nail on the head with these UL lists. You would be looking at these, I think, in a different light if there wasn't sort of 6 out of 8 of the top 8 were Yveltal, because obviously you see the similar list. It would definitely stand out a bit more, but because they're all Yveltal, they all sort of blend in with each other a little bit. But it's a really cool list and interesting, and reasoning why I like it.
They've all taken different approaches in their own little way, which is interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's look at something that's not Yveltal, unbelievable as it sounds. Finn Luft was able to win with Rainbow Road. We saw it top cut in Liverpool with an all basic list. This time we're seeing Galvantula. What do you reckon?
I think that's the thing that hits me first. The fact that he's running Galvantula, he hasn't gone for the non-EX build. I don't think he hasn't gone for the basic build. Sorry. I don't know whether I prefer it or not. I think the dual type mechanic is so useful for this deck. I saw Jack saying earlier on, do you think Volcanion is standard in Rainbow Road? I think yes, just because it's 2 types and it's so searchable. And it's only one Pokemon sort of that you can just get out and not worry about it too much. Obviously it's a light standard target, things like this. But I think one Volcanion is pretty much staple in Rainbow Road, and I think Finn has said, I really like these dual types. They help me against things like parallel, things where I'm going to be losing my bench. I keep holding on to these dual types. And I think it's really interesting that he decided to go down that route and went with Galvantula.
So is Galvantula a tournament by tournament card, or is it the gold standard for Rainbow Road? Should it always play Galv? What do you reckon?
I think it was a meta call for this weekend. I think he expected more Greninja, and it's obviously very good against Greninja. It can hit for weakness on the bench, which is really nice singing.
They have to basically find 3 frogs, turn 1 to be safe. And a lot of the time they only play 3.
Even hitting 2 frogs like that early, it can just push your head in the prize race so far ahead.
Well,
So
it stops them getting anything going the following turn as well, basically. I think you can auto win a Greninja if you get that off turn 2. I think it's incredible for... As well, it's sort of... I was thinking about this and how Parallel is like obviously horrific for this deck. But if you go for the double thread plays and set up like one Shaman, even just one Shaman you start setting up with this attack, they have to consider paralleling themselves now to deny those prizes. And if they do themselves, it means that you're never worried about your damage cap throughout the rest of the game. So I think it's a really cool option for the deck.
I mean, we tried to make something based around Galvantula.
Yeah, we did.
Did we? Should we not mention that?
It was all right.
It was fun. The card's got potential. There's no doubt about it, and we've seen it this weekend. There's definitely something in it, but I do like it in this list. I've not played much Rainbow Road. It's not a deck I've touched because I do worry about it clunking out. Which with a deck like that is sort of a less consistent Night March and more counterable Night March from the last format we had, is the way I see it. It just hits for big damage and can hit turn 1, KO anything in the format, literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it can clunk out.
That would be my main concern about playing the Galv list over just the basics list, because it feels like you can still brick with just the all basics list.
Yeah.
That now adding a stage 1 is just even more awkward. Quick note on the Joltik, the free retreat is so good. It gives you effectively... It's easily your best starter, because then you can get elixirs onto your Xerneas's that much easier. Reduces the strain on finding switch and float. It's really awesome. I like the 3 count of Skyfield, because he has 2 dual types now, so he doesn't actually ever need to go over 5. He just sort of does it turn 1, so then he can get rid of Shamans when they bounce his stadium, inevitably. Or he can get rid of Hooper as a Lysandre stall target, and then he has future Skyfields to bounce Parallel, basically. He doesn't need 4 in play all game, like the EX build kind of does.
Yeah, one thing I do find interesting, I played against Rainbow Road round 2, and it cost me the game because I had a game plan and I couldn't put it in. He actually played one of his own Parallel in Rainbow Road, and he put me down to 3, which hurt because it reduced the damage that I could do with Regirox, and it meant that I literally had N Parallel in hand, which was my game plan, because he was knocking something out that turn.
Yeah.
So Parallel N and sort of come back from there, and he dropped that, and it really hurt what I could do. So I think that would be a cool one Parallel of your own in that deck.
Can you really justify that though? If you only play 1, most decks who are playing Parallel are playing 2 or more. Do you really think it's that worth?
In this list especially, because like you say, you only need 5 to hit a lot of things. So if you put it down first, is a way.
But that's such a big if, man. If you only play 1.
Yeah. I understand that, but I do think it has potential.
But I'm doing it.
It's like Mega Ray. I'd consider playing 1 Parallel in Mega Ray.
Oh,
people
no.
think, like, what?
That is gross.
I definitely
You're having a
would.
laugh.
Not at all.
150 is no number to hit. It makes more sense in here, but 150 is not a number.
We'll see.
Oh, Luke, you're not doing
Anyway,
that. This is why you don't play Ray, man. Okay. The only other thing I question with this
I won
list,
a regional with Ray. All right, leave me alone.
but not with a Parallel in it.
Anyway.
Maybe.
3N is the only other thing I want to question. Is that too high for a deck that tries to take 2 prizes turn 2? Or 1, even, if you hit an Elixir plus DCE?
I think...
I'm really intrigued by all these high-end counts.
I don't know. When was the memo?
Where did it come from?
People running more shuffle draw.
Man, I played 3N plus 1 Misty. I got the memo.
I think regarding the N in this deck, I think what we were saying about Clunk, maybe that in itself just justifies another draw supporter. Having another physical draw supporter, maybe is why he decided to go for the N. Obviously, it's weaker late game, just because you often need to be able to set up an attacker every turn, kind of, just to just because you're also getting knocked out, but you're winning the prize trade. So obviously N is significantly weaker late game, but I think just having it as consistency turn 1, having 7 supporters rather than 6, even just that little number can help. Just being able to not clunk up turn 1 and find a Xerneas and an Elixir or an Energy turn 1.
I was thinking maybe even go to 1N and have like 2 Shauna. Is that too crazy?
Whoa.
Because every turn, okay, for turn 1 it's 1 card less, but every other turn it's like 2 or 3 cards more.
Yeah. I don't think Shauna's bad in them. I've played it in decks before that are aggressive and tend to take prizes turn 1 and turn 2, despite everyone disagreeing and criticising that. I have liked it, but I wouldn't play 2 Shauna.
You wouldn't play 2? 2N, 1 Shauna, maybe, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe even a second teammates, but that's less of a turn 1 card.
I feel like teammates kind of.
Maybe just 4th Trainer's Mail in general. 2N, 4 Trainer's Mail.
What we said when we first saw this list, obviously, is that it can be clunky. It can just crap out on you, give you rubbish hands. And I guess he wanted to play at third end to constantly have a refresh and constantly change those clunky hands, which I can understand. I think that's cool.
A lot of people are saying N's great in Rainbow Road, but I don't know. Like, they're saying it prevents bricking. I mean, oh god, I've just logged out, lost connection. Stream over. Hold on, let me try and get back in. I mean,
he just wants to play Moon.
I think. Oh wow, my deck list is all greyed out. Hold on. Come back to me, deck. Okay, there we go. What was I saying? Like, but Shauna should do the same thing as N, I think, in almost every spot. I know that.
Yeah,
they're all saying they like the N for the anti-bricking, but Shauna does exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I think 2M1 Shauna. I like.
Okay.
I think
just a consideration.
Yeah, I think personally I'd still play 3N over Shauna.
And I think I play, if I'm gonna play my stupid tech supporter, I think I play Shauna over Birch because not risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah.
Because 4 is just awful for Rainbow Road. Like, you always dead draw 4 cards with Rainbow Road. So yeah, can't play Shauna because there's no full art. Is he good at this game?
Is who good at this game?
Me, I guess.
Debatable.
Because I'm considering Shauna so heavily. I'm just trying to throw some question marks out there. I'm not saying I'm definitely playing 1N 2 Shauna, but I'm saying test it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's definitely a consideration.
Anyway, I think when I'm commentating in London and I see that list with 2 Shauna, I'll know they're a fan. Anyway, let's play some games. Let's play some Pokemon. Hopefully my thing works.
You're gonna have to restart your PTCGO, I think.
Am I?
If you come out and look at your deck list, they should all have an exclamation mark.
Yeah.
It does that when it logs you out and then logs you back in.
You usually don't have to restart though. You can usually just like resave the deck and it's fine.
I'll play safe.
Okay.
But yeah.
Joe's bad, that's why he's a commentator. Druid Pack 45, I'm so sorry that you just got here and you start hearing Shauna. That's really bad timing.
Yeah.
I'm not Dark Integral, guys, I promise.
Wow.
You went there. So, yeah.
These are the opinions of Joe and not the whole of OmniPoke.
Or me. But I like one Shauna.
Oh, and Luke.
My Nationals list back in the day played 3N, 1 Shauna. And I got criticised for that.
Yes, Swag Muffins, I will be commentating in London. The big reveal happened today. Huzzah.
About 15 minutes ago. Actually, probably longer than that now.
Right.
Bravo Boogie said to me earlier on in the chat, how did I recover after getting a game 1 donk against Gyarados? Yeah, that happened in Dortmund. started lone Zygarde, and he got like turn
Yeah.
to 200 and whatever it is. So that
Whatever.
happened.
Turn 2 everything.
And then I was looking pretty grim in game 2, but dropped my baby Hooper and then pulled that one back in game 3. I dunked him, so
Woo.
no Magikarp.
The dream. Right, Jack, I've just challenged you. Let's play some Pokemon.
I don't know how because it's logged me out.
Oh,
I need to log in as well.
okay. One of you log in and challenge me. Anyway.
Somehow
See,
they
I'm
gained
not-
6 viewers saying Shauna.
Keep losing viewers as we say Shauna.
No, we gained them.
Oh, we gained viewers with Shauna? Why no
What's that?
TNO? Oh, here we go. Sorry, everyone,
TNO.
for considering Shauna. I've done it. I've pulled the trigger. I've put Shauna in. Let's go.
I need to change some deck lists.
Oh, come on, man.
I thought you were challenging Jack.
Jack, you alive? Are you in?
Yeah, I'm online now. Go for it. It
Play this.
booted me off as well.
All my lists have got exclamation marks next to it as well. Oh,
Just so we don't end up with a mirror, are you playing Greninja?
No.
Okay, sweet. I'll play Greninja.
Oh, you're not going to be happy.
Oh, God.
Well, it's not actually that bad. It's not that bad, Jack. Don't worry.
You're worrying me.
Close matchup. Does play Garb, though.
oh dear, this deck.
Oh, Jack, always lucky.
You had the exact same earlier on.
Nah, didn't happen.
Prove it.
Oh, gross. Oh no, it's fine. Don't want to have to get rid of you. Don't have to get rid of you. Don't have to get rid of you. What's the lesser of 4 evils? Get rid of this. Don't want to get rid of this. It's great in this matchup. Let's just get rid of this. Okay, we're chill. Kapow. Kapow.
Oh, I couldn't find my Sizzle deck. That's because it saved a spicy Sizzle.
God damn it.
I was like, where is it?
Where's my spice? Sugar, spice, and everything nice. Definitely forgot that I paralleled myself to 3. Whoops.
You beetle.
Will I sign your Wobbuffet break for you at London? Of course I will, Swag Muffins. One of the top players telling people to play 2 Shauna Index. You think I'm one of the top players, Jizban? Ouse, how's it going?
Who said he's one of the top players?
Bended. What about a hot text, Stephen? to search out Shauna. Oh no. Shauna's the new meme of the stream. It's the new Beetle.
Oh, baby.
Jack, was that actually what you did?
Yeah.
Gross.
Wow. That's not fun. made changes to this and I can't remember what I did.
Wow. Jack saying, can I tell you to run to Shauna with a straight face? Yeah, I honestly believe. I think if I'm testing Rainbow Road, I'm testing it with 2 Shauna 1N over the 3N. Honestly believe that that is better.
Interesting.
Honestly. No one believes me.
Swag Muffins, yeah, Joe made top 16. I lost my winning in on day 1. I managed to make a top 8 in the League Cup on the day 2. There's 115 players, which is crazy for a League Cup when you consider it's basically cities. Yeah, I played, as you may have saw on the stream last week, I played the Zygarde list.
What
Not
is
too
this guy?
dissimilar to what I played on the stream last week.
Why did I pound off myself for free? Such a derpy move. Jack, you're not allowed to be playing Jirachi.
Why not? Oh, couldn't do anything anyway.
Yeah, Razark, that's me. That's Luke.
I was hoping for a top deck.
Next thing you'll hear is him say play Pokeball over Ultra Ball. No. I'm still sane, guys. Honestly,
You know,
why does no one agree? Why does no one...
I understand where you're coming from.
Oh yes, Misty time. This is why you play Misty, boys. Actually, no, I still want Sycamore here.
Yeah, well, me and Joe will be at Sutton on Saturday. I'm not sure if Jack's around, but me and Joe will definitely be there.
Didn't even realise it was on. But no, I've got friends coming over to uni for a bit.
He said friends.
Wow.
Don't believe him.
It was you guys, right? You're not coming anymore?
No.
Oh.
No.
No, I didn't even realise it was on. I don't think I'll be at anything until London now, actually.
Ridiculous.
Unfortunately. Do you want another Jirachi?
Another Jirachi.
Versace Jirachi. Tough. You getting a frog here?
Yes, Pokedex Luke is in the stream now. Heavy Tortoise, thanks for stopping by. Me and Luke will be at Sutton, so I'm sure we'll see you there.
So, over Christmas, guys, I thought it'd be a good idea to discuss on the stream. Maybe during the week between Christmas and New Year, or sometime in the Christmas period, perhaps do a longer stream one day, play some more games.
I actually don't have any days off during my Christmas period because I've had them all
Stop
off
having all your
Pokemon
holidays. Wow.
I basically have Christmas off. That's as far as it goes. So I don't think my schedule will change too much. Maybe Jack's.
I can probably do some streaming when I'm at home.
Yeah.
I got your back, Luke.
Good. I like it. That's a big old hand you've got there.
It is. It's got everything I need.
What, 1 water energy?
Yeah. It has got everything I need.
Hey James, how's it going? Good evening to you, sir. Why is everyone freaking out about this Shauna thing?
No, I think it's just Jack repeating the same thing over and over.
It's not a meme. It could work, guys. Trust me. So this you've known me long enough to trust me now, right? I think right, Luke. This is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to play Rainbow Road with 2 Shauna in for one of the days this weekend.
Do it.
I'll do it. I'm happy to prove my point and/or die trying. Probably die trying.
And/or regret it horribly.
Right, so you're playing 2 Jirachi, Jack, are you? That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Who plays 2 and frickin' Talonflame? Jack, you're mental. And you started Talonflame. This is just wrong. 1, sure, but 2 and Talonflame? Get out.
Wow.
Tech for Joe. Get out. Seriously. Grow up, Jack.
We're back to the happy Joe.
Yeah, here we go. Someone make Delphox break.
I've still got it on my channel. On my account, don't worry.
How do I win now?
Don't
Okay.
don't try and get the chat's sympathy. I've seen you there.
This is not right. This is not right. Sure, you can recycle your 1 of with Super Rod, but 2? Actually playing 2? That can't be correct, Jack.
He's doing well here.
Yeah, but it's not correct.
Carlo Contiac says, just play Shauna to counter Jirachi. Don't worry, I am going to do some wind up for Joe and Sean accounts over the weekend, guys.
2 Jirachi. Concede right now. Fuck me. 2 Jirachi, Jack. You actually... I'm out. You should not be playing 2 Jirachi in any Greninja list that plays Talonflame. Come on. You shouldn't.
I'm inclined to agree.
Where's my other Granger list?
You play 1 Jirachi, 3 Froakie, 4 Talonflame. That's what your basic lineup should be. What was your basic lineup?
That just that, but 1 more Jirachi.
Unbelievable. I've been outskilled again. Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. Let's play a game. Jesus Christ. 2 Jirachi, Jack.
I love how you said at the beginning. It's a fairly even matchup.
It is. I didn't know he was playing 2 Jirachi. And I stupidly paralleled myself.
Yeah, that was a beetle.
That was an absolute beetle. Playing against a guy who played 1 Talonflame and he happened to start against you. Genius.
I'm just going to start playing 1 Talonflame in every deck.
Oh, this is why Ray is bad.
Why?
Literally, I pretty much have to scoop here.
Why?
Because I'm sycamoring away all of my Spirit Links.
What's wrong with that?
I've been more worried about what you're playing against.
Well, yeah.
You play puzzles, right?
Not in this build, no.
You have Delta Evolution, just end your turn.
I do play Special Charge, so I can get rid of this DC.
Is Greninja better with or without Talonflame? And is Shauna the answer to world poverty.
Yes,
No.
on all fronts.
You've done something here, Joe.
I think.
Oh.
I think. I personally would be playing Talonflame build. That's just based on what I saw at the weekend. The general consensus is that you should still be playing Talonflame. That's not to say that you can't play non-Talonflame. It means that you're actually allowed to play things like 2 Jirachi and not get absolutely berated by me. Like, if that actually happened to me in a tournament, 2 Jirachi, get out. Ripping up your cards. If I'm commentating and I see Talonflame and 2 Jirachi, I'm actually going to be visibly angry. I'll just end the stream there.
I'm taking control of this.
I'll just walk off.
This is stopping now.
Walk off camera. Go backhand the guy playing it. Then sit back down. Should have played Shauna.
Cheeky.
Okay. Well, this always happens.
Get out. Get out. I have so many Pokemon prized. Oops.
Oh, whoa.
That E-hammer though. Swift. Big
Look at him
40
getting his
damage.
one-offs and he's complaining. Jesus.
I wasn't complaining. When did I complain? Since that 2 Jirachi, I haven't complained since.
He's not wrong.
2 Jirachi. Do you think a lot of the high support accounts were anything to do with expected Volplume decks? High-end counts? Do you think that had a factor?
I think it definitely could have had, yeah.
So there's a lot of chatter about Volplume, but it didn't really show up.
I think 3 or 4 made top 32. Maybe not 3 or 4, like 1 or 2. No, it was 3 decks. There was 1 Volplume Zygarde and 2 Plume Box. Sorry, Luke, I shouldn't have said that in front of you.
Yeah, that's what that's my winning into, by the way, guys.
Hence the vomit.
Yeah, sad times.
He played Jirachi, didn't he?
Did he play Shauna though?
No, he definitely didn't play Shauna.
What's the funniest, saltiest deck you can play?
Greninja, Talonflame, double Jirachi. Easily the most saltiest. Kecleon from Rising Rivals. That was a sick card.
Oh, I don't know what it does. I don't know these old cards.
Don't worry, it was terrible. Look it up now.
Let's Google this.
Every type. Let's go, Kecleon.
Oh, there's literally no point in me playing this game. My prizes are so bad. Come
Holy
on,
moly.
you can do it.
It's every type.
Yeah, I just said that.
I don't listen to you.
Don't listen to my madness. I'm trying to play Shauna and everything.
Yeah. Sean, time.
Wow, Ben, you beat him a champ deck with Kecleon? That is absurd. That is absolutely absurd. Oh, look at him whinging. Look at this. I mean, I do have a response KO. But don't tell him, don't tell him. Oh man, I'm so tired.
I bet you can have a KO. There's literally no point in me playing this game, Joe.
Okay.
Well,
that's a win for Raikou.
Probably against one of its best matchups, but you take it.
Hey.
Luke, did you want to show off your Zygarde list, or?
I'm gonna keep that under wraps for now.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, anyone who played me or watched the stream last week could figure out a lot of the cards, but yeah.
Why would they? Why would they want to?
Wow.
How many Shauna did you play?
None, unfortunately. Although it probably wouldn't have been bad. Because you can. I did turn one Tonka Talonflame. So
there you go. How many end did you play?
one.
Oh, okay. That's fine. We can't really change that for a Shauna, because then it's still pretty important.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Although, on stream last week, I was playing the list with 0N. I've got to put them in. I played a few games afterwards testing it, thinking, I need an N here, and I could not find it. And then I looked afterwards, I was like, that might be why.
I've worked it out.
There's nothing here.
Oh boy. Okay.
So what matchup is Mega Ray versus Yveltal?
Yeah. The age-old struggle.
Although, the way these decks are built, probably not as much these days.
Why not?
This is where the high-end counts come in, Garbodor and Parallel.
Don't tell him.
It's a bit late.
We have just analysed the 60 card list. But there's been plenty of lists, so he doesn't know which one I'm playing. He probably does.
You're definitely playing Alessandro's without Trubbish on your bench.
Yeah, I thought so. Oh, come off it. Jack, stop. How many cards did you draw there? Like 3? Got the Skyfield. Unbelievable.
All soul. All soul. All soul.
Thanks for the end, though. If that was a Shauna, I would have been so screwed. My hand was terrible. Can you win money if you win a big tournament? Yeah. Go to London, go ahead and win it. $10,000 cash prize. As long as we get over 227 Masters, which we will.
Yeah. You definitely will.
Don't you do it, Jack.
Oh boy.
Don't get everything.
Oh boy.
Oh, balls.
Uh-oh.
Spag.
No.
Hecky.
No. No. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. No!
Just need a Mega Turbo.
No Mega Turbo.
Shit. Okay.
Yes. Don't lie to me, Jack.
Oh, how much would you hate me?
Depends on how many Jirachi you're playing in that list.
Dun. Dun.
Don't slow roll it. Oh, whew.
You're alive.
Oh, that was scary.
Was that scary? I felt like it might have been scary.
That was
Okay.
scary. Definitely scary. Okay, let's calm ourselves down a bit.
Come on,
Jesus.
lads. Chill out.
I can ultra. Can hold this hand as well. Dig for float. Let's elixir first. Float not in top 4. I'll take it. Dig for float. Lag. There we go. No float. Take the N. Yes. Yes. We take the N. So it means I have the option to use other things. That goes there. I mean, he's already spaffed his old board, so he doesn't really need... Garb doesn't stop him too much now. It's when we hit the next parallel is when we need to put Garb up.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll... Cyclone... Judge is better than Shauna. Druid pack 45. Well, I mean... I was only mentioning... Oh, I don't want to go through this whole Shauna debate. I know people are just luring me in with it now.
Hey, Joe. Shauna.
I don't know. Good card.
Quickly popping to get a drink, guys.
Undervalued card. I remember at the start of last season when we had like no supporters, I played 2 Birch, 2 Shauna, 1 Birch, I think. Or the other way around, I can't remember. You have Emerald broken my face.
Emerald. Break.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Great news.
Great news. That's a knockout.
That's the way. We knock out. And slap the N in there for good measure. Hit the float stone like an absolute legend.
Oh, Joe, you're gonna hate.
Slap the
You're gonna
hammer
hate the
down.
cards. Hate the cards I've just drawn. Oh, there's a parallel. There's an enhanced hammer.
Guess my 2 prizes that I'm taking.
God.
Slap them in. Play this card. The Dream. We're rocking and rolling. Okay, it could be Parallel Fury Belt here, actually. Could well be Parallel Fury Belt over E-Hammer. Yeah, we'll do those. We'll do those. Stay alive. Why not Professor Oak's hint? Christ. Well, you seem to have got another Rayquaza. Quite casually, and this is a problem. Special charge, eh? Gonna cash in on the one now, or are you gonna... Hold. Ooh, playing the N. Doesn't want me to have that parallel.
I'm frightened.
Pretty wise.
And I'm back.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 10. Kinda need parallel here. Alternatives. Could delinquent him. Then he only needs one more Pokemon and Skyfield.
I'm going to ask if anyone's got a reverse Sean who want to sell him for a certain league challenge. I'm going to play it to make a point.
This is a problem. Okay. Sycamore to really dig hard for parallel, I think, is better than N here. Yeah, let's do it. Growth. Now our win condition is Jack to not have Lysander in hand.
Dun. Dun. Dun.
Is this all BM? Or is Jack actually playing cards?
Oh, that's nearly a knockout.
Nearly.
How many of these have gone?
I've secretly bought out all the Shawners. Monopolised the market.
All gone. No more Shauna for anyone else.
Okay, so Win condition at this point in the game. Jack doesn't have a strong hand. Took one prize. Board's full. I think we sycamore dig for DC parallel. How does that sound? Sounds pretty good for me.
Go play to your outs.
Alternatives. Play N for 4 cards. Doesn't do enough. Okay, we'll sycamore. DCE. DC. Oh. Rats. But we hit parallel. So now we do this guy. We do this, we do this. Cyclone enough here. I don't need to cash in on Evil Ball now. I think I cash in.
It's 180, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm thinking that he wants to Jirachi promo me now, or later. He wants to have the option. So if I just Evil Ball this, instead of Y Cycloning and having DC on both my dudes, it's better for me. I think. Maybe.
Okay, it's got to be that. There's no question. It's got to be that.
Damn.
I forgot this was in here. Okay.
Ultra Ball for Dragonite for game and cry.
No. Wait, okay, so what am I doing next turn?
Dying.
No, that's
Cheers,
me. I think you'll find that's me, Luke.
Yeah, a little bit.
I had him on a dead hand. I was wrong. So very, very wrong.
When's your birthday, Joe?
3rd of September.
Oh, boo.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
You were kind of there for it, Luke.
That's true. We were just talking about it.
Well, Connor wants to take some more money from us because he's a hustler.
I was thinking I'm going to get you a birthday card, and the front is just going to be a sized up version of Shauna.
Brilliant. Shauna, 2 Jirachis, a Misty. What else? What other random? A Delphox, obviously. God. What doesn't trigger me these days?
True. You're getting very angry in your old age.
Old age? You're having a laugh.
27 now, aren't you?
Definitely not.
Poor Dal, though. He's told he's the oldest looking.
Mwah, mwah. He is. Ooh. Right. Hold me back. Hold me back. All my floatstones are in my prizes.
Why are your white cyclone in there?
Why not?
After this, you need to knock out one more thing. You're basically all or nothing anyway.
Nah. Oh no, I'm getting Dragon Pulsed for game. Gross. I was more concerned about Jirachi promo, to be honest, there. Hence the White Cyclone. I wanted to have other targets for Lysander. Yeah, I needed Floatstone at that point in the game. I didn't need it after that, because at that point, if he's Lysandering, he's taking the win on the thing that I had to retreat, and the other thing didn't need Floatstone. I would prefer to have energy to attack with both targets.
Yeah, I think you definitely attach the Fury Belt to that as well.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Jack,
Anyway.
are you saying Joe is bad? Are they talking to me, Jack? Because
Luke, do you want to play?
Yeah, let's go for it.
I don't remember saying Joe's bad.
Someone sent me a request, so I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. Whoever that was.
Jack, I really think, not you, Jack Snell, I really think that in that deck specifically, I'm just saying that Shauna has its merits over N. I'm clearly not saying Shauna's better than N. Clearly. I'm saying that in that deck, I believe it's worth testing.
Sorry, I am trying to find the deck list. My deck lists are in a weird order. I don't quite understand.
And if you can't see that Shauna in some spots is better than N in that deck, then I think, you know, it's quite narrow visioned. Fun and games aside with Shauna. I'm getting serious now. I'm backing her. Backing my girl. Nah, she's not my girl. Misty's the one.
Moved on from Skylar, wow.
And Skylar. So many good supporters.
Oh, you having a Beedle?
Looks like it's another win for this deck.
We had a whole non-Beetle stream, Joe, until you'd got here.
Oh, hey Luke. Is that a Raikou I see? Fully powered up turn 1. What a
Just thinking
Beedle.
about his memories.
What a Beedle. What am I taking here? Too many good options, if anything. This one. Just when you thought this amount of energy wasn't enough. Let's see what he wants to do before we play any other cards.
Doing that.
Misty's my side girl. Which art of Misty do you prefer? I played the Evolutions art at the tournament.
Well, this hand is definitely not ideal.
That's annoying because I only have N. And I definitely top decked it because I had a dead hand.
Nice. Let the games begin.
I know you play loads of freaking annoying stuff. Okay, we'll do it this way around, I think. Yeah, this is what we'll do. This is what we'll do. Wonderlands.
That's turn 260.
Not bad.
Yeah. Die, finite.
Would I rather take Misty or Shauna to a tournament? Depends what deck I was playing. Like I'm saying, there's different situations for different cards.
Okay, let's go this route.
You can't play more than one stadium in your turn, so you can't play two stadiums just to draw more cards. You can only play one stadium a turn. Would be nice to play multiple. Could parallel into something else, but no. Acrobike. What's going on here, Sunny Jim? That's as sketchy as a Shauna. Definitely not. It's definitely not.
Oh, boo.
Raiku's going unbeaten today.
Mr. Floatstone. After supervising 2 energy and still miss the elixir. Wow.
Sad times. Boy. That boy Electrode. Could make N worse for him. If I want to play it this turn, but I really don't want to play it this turn. What else do I need this turn? Not much. But we'll just attack. No point in ending his 3-card hand, really. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the chat right now. It's getting pretty weird.
I'll say she what?
People are talking about which female gym leader's the best.
Okay.
What up?
Oh, Beetle. Well, that's less than ideal.
Beetle.
about to get destroyed, I'm definitely getting destroyed.
Bazap. Take that prize real quick. I dare ya. Oh, that was wrong. Definitely didn't want to take delinquent. I forgot that I needed a stadium in play. Whoops, N.
You saw nothing.
Nothing happened. Definitely should have played Sycamore. It's too late in the day. Oh wow, we're actually at the end of the stream. I forgot. I didn't realise that at all.
Holy moly.
That's incredible.
Electrode's face next to the energy is always amazing. It has such a stupid smile.
Look at it. It just loves being involved.
Attach me, guys! Guys, attach me!
Look.
I'm energy, look!
Yeah, that was really bad play from me. Shocking. Some say. Doesn't matter, got Electrode.
When are you guys on next? We'll be back next week at 8:15, same place, next Wednesday. Nothing too special. Fort Wayne's this weekend, isn't it? Is it this weekend?
Yes.
So we'll probably do similar to what we did this week, Dortmund. Just having a look at the top 8 of Fort Wayne, and then just some more testing. I don't think there's
Where?
too special lined up other than that.
Sorry, Electro just got E-hammered.
You got another Voltorb sitting around.
I do have another Voltorb.
Is Thumper not around this week? I don't know. Where's Thumper gone, Luke?
What?
Your mic.
Do you not remember?
Oh yeah. Those shenanigans.
I heard him make an appearance when Luke went to get some food or a drink or whatever he did a little while ago.
Interesting.
That's why you keep missing us. Usually out on a Wednesday, at least it makes sense why I end up watching the recording. Yeah, that's why we wanted to put the recordings up on YouTube, just because not everyone can make it to the stream live. So at least that way you've got something to throw on in the background while you're testing, sort of later on in the week or whatever. So everyone's always got access to all of the streams that we do. I think we're on week 8 now, so we've been doing this for a couple of months, and I think it's going. Hopefully, you guys are still enjoying it. We're all enjoying it.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's been really good. Really good. Are you crazy wanting to play Carbink Break Zygarde Balloons for Fort Wayne? Luke's the one to ask about Zygarde.
Am I?
Well, seeing as though you played it at a regionals and a cities. Yes.
True.
Didn't play Balloons or Carbink Break though.
Nope.
Oh boy. Fright Night.
Oh, well, I've lost anyway, I guess, because I need N.
You do.
So you get that lot of down. There's no N.
Sweet.
Tech red card.
Dun.
This is a really win condition.
The stream is excellent, guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Isn't everyone playing Yveltal? Yeah, it's quite popular at the moment.
Do I have enough energy? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. That's the total amount of energy I play. So you survived a turn, Luke.
Appreciate it.
Top deck in, maybe.
Do you reckon this elixir's going to hit right now?
I would assume so.
I would bloody hope so. Yeah. Oh no. We're in trouble, boys.
Wait, what? I'm not there yet.
Beadle's about. Oh, I just put so many freaking energy back in my deck just for that stupid elixir. Whatever.
Jack Snell says Zygon is for noobs only. Rude.
Luke top 8'd. Top 4. Top 4, right?
Top 8.
Oh, top 8.
Top 8 in the League Cup.
Not bad, not bad.
Oh, boo. Where's my one-off poker path?
Well, my Pokemon in the discard pile, man. Mika Heim, good to see you in here. Unfortunately, this is going to be the last game.
Jack Snell equals Beadle. Hey Jack, if you're on, what to play? Do you mean what would I play if I was playing this weekend?
I think it means if you were battling me right now. But yeah, ask that question. That's a better question.
This weekend, I'd potentially... I think I'd actually try Volcanion again. I think I'd want to try it with
Stop
Starmie.
it, Luke. Sorry, Jack. Carry on.
But, yeah, I think I'd try Volcanion again. I have no response. I'm bad at this game because I missed my Worlds invite by 45 CP. You missed it by 5 more than me, so I'm worse. Connor, don't worry. How many Shauna would it play?
Here we go. It always comes back to Shauna.
Finish this game quickly, boys. Replace every supporter with Shauna. Get kicked out for breaking the rules in the best fashion.
Yeah, I don't think there's any win condition here. I actually think my last prize is my poker buff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's one in here. I haven't seen it yet, and it's not in my deck.
Well,
It wouldn't have been good before. I shouldn't have evolved up. I should have waited for Zoroa for confusion shenanigans.
maybe.
GG.
Kapow. Much closer than I should have made that. I made real hard work of that.
Yeah, he did. If only I had another hex left there.
Right, that's gonna just about wrap it up.
I think so.
Raikou killing it. I mean, did go up against some of the easiest matchups you'll ever see, but one to keep testing, I guess, for sure.
Matchups that you will hit in tournaments, so...
Greninja should only ever play one Jirachi. Tina Hammers is being put on hold in fear of double Jirachis. Yveltal's everywhere. And
Joe's commentating.
I'm commentating. So that's the update. That's the rundown.
What a wonderful stream you guys have witnessed this week.
What a wonderful stream. Yeah. Hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. Back again next week as per usual.
Yeah. Let us know on videos this week if there's anything you'd like us to do in particular. But if not, I feel it's a pretty safe guess to say we'll probably do similar to what we did this week with Fort Wayne's top 8.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think next video to come out is going to be my mini report from Dortmund. That's been recorded. It's a private video right now. I'm going to make that public before I go to sleep tonight, so that's even more stuff to watch today. Then we'll put this up on the channel for those of you who've missed any parts of the stream. That'll be up probably tomorrow. And then on Friday, I'll probably do either Regice Glaceon or Jolteon Raikou. One of those two lists. So that should be a whole lot of fun. But that's pretty much it, isn't it? From all of us?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
It is.
All right then. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And we'll see you
next week.
Next week.
Will do.